go ahead and welcome everybody to the first installment of the Coach's Corner with the head coach of the Pulaski Academy Bruins, Anthony Lucas, presented by Bell Chevrolet. And Coach, I mean, of course, you guys had the benefit game. Probably not the way you wanted the scoreboard to look after the end of it, but what are your overall thoughts on the scrimmage?
Well, I thought our kids came out and played extremely hard. Later on, it was a little culture shock. You know, we got a lot of new kids this year in different places and different positions, and you know they got shocked a little bit. I'm gonna tell you, pregame, and then after that first drive, we had a lot of glassy-eyed kids, and it was a shock to them. But what I love about our football team is those kids fall back. You know, late in the second quarter, we start getting better, and then the third quarter, you know, we picked it up. So I was very impressed with that. But I did have to take a step back. It's a scrimmage, and we scrimmaged Brian back, you know, years past where we've looked horrible, you know, being demolished, and also end up going out and winning a state championship in those years. So just let's please that we're not the way we started, but the way we finished. I'm very pleased about it.
Right. And of course, in that game, William Svoda gets his first looks at varsity quarterback his senior year. I mean, what was the kind of decision for him to switch from receiver to quarterback?
Well, you know, we saw that after the end of our season, and we was talking about that in December, you know, who we were going to kind of lean on, and we kind of knew it would be William, and was a little worried about William stepping into that role. You know, he was our backup quarterback, believe it or not, last year. Brandon would have went down. He was going to go back. So we kind of had an idea about it. We just wanted to make sure he was very confident and that he wanted to do it. And when we mentioned it to him, when I say we, Coach Thrash and I and Coach Barnhill and I mentioned it to him, he was all on board. We knew William had played quarterback back in the days. And with him being around his offense all his entire life, we knew he would be the best fit for us.
Right. So in that benefit game, you go into the second quarter down 20-0. Then you get an interception in the end zone, and then Walker comes out of nowhere and scores 3 touchdowns in the benefit game. So what did that mean for you guys to see some of these guys step up when you guys were down by a pretty large deficit?
Well, we knew and know the type of talent that we have, and I want to say this: when you said 20-0, my heart dropped and my stomach turned again because I literally thought Jonesboro was getting ready to run us out of the stadium, you know, early on. But when we saw, I think it was that second drive when we pushed it down the field, I think second or third drive, we pushed it down the field, and then we turned it over late, you know, in the red zone. I knew then that, okay, William is settling down now, and we're coming together. And then Javion is just being Javion. You know, that kid, we talked about him yesterday. Javion, the way you saw him run and the way he played in that game later on in the game as everybody got comfortable is what he's been doing all fall camp. Every play he's running hard. He's running with a purpose, and we're so excited about him this year. But man, I was so thrilled to see us get in that rhythm. That's all I was waiting on in that game, guys. And I'm like, it's coming. And when we got in that rhythm, like I said, late in the second quarter, then the third quarter, when he, you know, really got his, you know, shoulder pads down and started doing what Javion has been doing, I felt pretty good.
Right. So switching focus to your defense in that game, of course, TJ Logan, top returning defensive player that was maybe overshadowed some last year by Caden Nash and Jackson Redmond.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what did that look like for you guys from the sideline standpoint? I mean, I know from the booth we were kind of excited to see him get into the mix, but you know, what was the kind of conversations you guys had?
Well, we knew what TJ, like you said, he was our top linebacker coming back despite losing Jackson Redmond. TJ has been, I remember last year watching film, we break down film on Friday nights, and we're statting the tackles. It was like, was that TJ Logan? No, that was Caden Nash. No, that was TJ Logan. We knew the type of player TJ, we know the type of player he is, man. And he really came out. He's fast. The kid has a knack for the football. And when you have the other 10 players or so doing their job on defense, it actually makes it pretty much easy for TJ because, you know, we blitz a lot. We're overly aggressive. But TJ has a knack for the footballs, can cover really well out the backfield too. So we're looking forward to him actually, you know, being that leader at that linebacker position over there. But, man, nothing shocked us. He just looked a lot faster this year for some reason. You know, he bought into the weight room in the offseason too. And we're excited about him and what he's going to be bringing to the table once again this season.
Right. So you guys got your first live action against Jonesboro. Again, may not have ended the way you wanted it to, but now you're in week 0, week 1, whichever you would like to call it, for the 2025 varsity season. You guys are taking on a tough Robinson squad, a team that you guys are familiar with. You've beat before. What are the kind of the thoughts going into this week before this game?
Well, you know, been watching film on them. Robinson is very athletic, as they've always been in the past. They're going to play hard. Got some talent. I mean, their skill guys are very athletic, and their secondary is not bad. Linebackers, they having Redmond over there helps too, helps them out. But they're very talented. Love Coach Updegrove. Have so much respect for Coach Scola as well. And they always come out and they give us a fight. And I guarantee you this, you know, you hear things going on. They're very confident that they're going to beat us. So we're going to have to really do the things that we didn't do well last week against Jonesboro. You can't turn the ball over like we did against Jonesboro in the benefit scrimmage against Robinson. We'll lose the football game if we do that. But we take care of the football and, you know, run our offense the way we're capable of. I feel pretty good about us coming out victorious in this football game. But one thing we're going to continue to do, we're going to be aggressive. I promise you that. So that's on defense, that's on offense, as well as special teams. And that's what I'm excited about this week. We get to throw in our onside kicks and, you know, and every little other wrinkles that we can, you know, put in. And, you know, guys, I think I told you all this before when y'all came to practice here. It's the whatever it takes mentality. I mean, if we got to take an offensive lineman, put him on a defensive line. We got to take a D-line moving off. Whatever it takes to win this season, that's our mentality. And I'm so excited about Friday night. I can't wait.
Right. And you talk about whatever it takes. Now, what is it going to take for you guys from a coaching standpoint to kind of help Svoboda kind of get eased into the quarterback position more, so that way he's coming out ready and he's not taking maybe a quarter or two to really settle in?
Keep him motivated, keep him encouraged early on, and let him know that, William, you're so athletic. He's very smart and all. He actually, in that game last week, he made some checks early on that we were not expecting him to do, and they were actually good checks too in the ball game. So it's just keeping William composed and keeping him under control and encouraged. He'll do fine. And that's what I love about that benefit game. You know, Tristan, he got all those jitters, I think, out of his system. And as I spoke earlier, he improved throughout the game. So now he knows he's seen some things, and now he knows what to see now, what to look for. And I think that'll carry over into this Friday night. So just keeping William like I said, keeping him composed and keeping him encouraged, and getting him a couple of easy throws early on to get his confidence built, and then he'll continue he'll play well.
Right. So I mean, I know this is Tuesday and the game's on Friday, but has there been anything in practice that you've seen so far that makes you more excited for the game that maybe the fans and the viewers are not expecting?
Well, I'll say this: our tempo. You know, we couldn't really get in our tempo rhythm as we've been practicing throughout the fall. And I think our tempo is going to be a lot much more cleaner this week and a lot better because, again, we have a lot of new faces on offense and defense. And, you know, there's some things that we focus on as a coaching staff of actually getting more under control and getting these young guys calmed down. You know, it's a young group, so we really have to stay in tune with them and always coaching, which we always do. But it'll be a lot faster this week. I promise you that. And it'll be a little bit more under control, and William's going to be settled, and a lot of these other guys will too. So it's going to be an exciting football game. Robinson is, like I said, they're a really athletic football team from what we've seen on film from Mountain Home and their benefit game. And we're going over there. It's a hostile environment over there. You know, it'll probably be people all over the place. But we will be ready to play. I guarantee you that.
Right. And this game marks the opening of the season, but it marks the start of a long road trip for the team. And really, how do you guys keep the morale up instead of letting them hang their head low, maybe when things aren't going right before they get back home to play North Little Rock?
Well, this a young bunch, so it's just, adjusting practices daily, doing different things, saying different things to them, different quotes, motivational quotes, stuff like that, and continue to coach them hard. But we have to really keep this young group dialed in. So, like I said, with the little adjustments in practice, and continue to make it fun, but understand that, guys, our goal is to win a state championship. So, and we keep instilling that in them. And I always like to lead with our seniors. Also, I was like, if you don't do anything, whether we're a team, we got to continue to come together. But if you don't love everybody on this team, you got a problem. But think about these 13 seniors, and that's the one thing I hammer a lot every year. Is focus on those seniors and think about sending them out the right way. That's it. And keeping the tradition going. That's one thing I love about PA. It's my 14th year here. Every senior class and team wants to continue the tradition of winning a state championship. And these guys feel pressure on them, and they don't want to be that team or that senior class to let this PA community down. And I think that's one of the most motivational things that we have here in the culture of Pulaski Academy football.
Right, Coach. And I guess my last one for you today is, who on the roster are you looking for to kind of have a big game against Robinson?
Well, I don't mean to be selfish on this, but we talked about him. William Sabota has to play well. I'm looking for him to have a big game, because if he's playing well, everybody else is well. And then again, TJ Logan, if he's leading, leading our defense, come in and set the tone on a big tackle or a big sack, I really feel like, guys really feed off him, which they do. So those two guys are going to be valuable to kind of get us going. And because, again, I know if William is playing well, our offensive line is playing well, our receivers are doing well. If TJ's coming well, our cornerbacks and our D linemen are doing their part. So I'm going to say those two in this football game for sure. So,
right. Well, Coach, good luck against Robinson. I mean, it's the first time to see these guys go on the field and play in live action, of course, minus the benefit game. But, the quest and the journey to War Memorial starts Friday. And
no doubt, man. And we're so excited about it. And I do want to commend you guys. Everybody got a lot of great feedback, man, from what you guys did last Tuesday. And they were excited about it. And I was like, y'all, they're going to get better. That's only going to get even better. And we're excited about having you all this year. Thanks for what you all do, man. I'm going to leave with this. Go Bruins.
Well, this has been the Coach's Corner with Anthony Lucas, presented by Bell Chevrolet here on the Natural State Sports Network. I'm Tristan Harlen signing off. And like Coach Lucas just said, go Bruins. Welcome to Week 0 and the official start on the road to War Memorial. You are looking live at Charlie George Stadium, home of the Senators, for the season opener between your Pulaski Academy Bruins and the hosting Robinson Senators. Here with me is the former O-line coach Blake Amsler and the always infamous Kyle Sutherland. Guys, how are we feeling about the matchup?
Oh, man, I'm excited. What about you?
I am absolutely loving it because we're on the roof with great views and perfect weather. We got to mention that first.
This could be way worse.
Oh, yeah. When I was here, actually the last two times that I've been here at Charlie George Stadium for this game, it was well over 100 in 2021 and 2023. So a little bit of sweating that we're doing here, we're thankful for, because we are just stealing days at this point with how beautiful this weather's been.
Well, of course, a lot of people didn't think that the three of us were going to be in the same spot at the same time.
Yeah, Steve, we're looking at you.
yeah, Steve. And
we got it.
But, I'm excited to get this game underway. But before we begin, we do have to take a moment to acknowledge a little bit of tragedy in the PA community. Blake, I understand that you were kind of close with the family which it transpired with.
Yeah, this week has been really tough in the PA community. I lost not only a former coworker of mine. He works at PA, Matt Pulley, worked in the admissions area for, I think I saw 18 years. Just a great dude, man. We actually got really close, and really, from my perspective, when I was working there, I was in the, coaching obviously, but also working in the tech department. And I knew anytime I got a tech ticket from Matt that he had just gone and done every little tricky research on his own and really gone into it before he put in a ticket. Because I knew if I went in there, I had a battle on my hands. I was going to have to really dig in and figure it out. But, man, that just goes to his character of, hard work, wanting to figure something out, a problem solver type of guy. And not only that, but then in the admissions department, he was that first face that a lot of potential families come on campus. They schedule a tour with him, and he's that smiling face, friendly face that's going to say, hey, let's take a tour. Let's go look at that classroom that your kids are going to be in. And so, I mean, in a sense, you can say a lot of the success of PA's growth over that 18 years and getting kids into the classrooms is due to Matt and obviously everyone in the admissions area. So, again, it's really hard week, and it really hits hard when a guy that age goes like that.
Right. So we just want to take a brief pause in remembrance of Mr. Pulley. So just bear with us as we take a 10-second pause. Well, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. And, guys, I mean, just looking at these two teams, what are your expectations early?
Well, I'll say with this is we know that PA has the 4-0 lead right now. This game goes back, or I guess, what is that, 5-0 lead, 2020, 21. Really the last since the COVID year these two teams have played. So I think that, of course, there's a lot of new faces for both of these two teams and brand new coach. Now, Tyler Updegrove has been on staff at Robinson for 14 years, but this is his first year as head coach. Of course, in 2021, Coach Lucas, he opened up his coaching career with PA as a head coach at least on this field. So two teams that are very familiar with one another. They've opened up the season for the past half decade. So I think that we're in for a really good one, certainly one of the best ones in the state.
Yeah, thinking back to last year, I mean, like you said, PA's been on a 5-0 run, but also that last year was the closest that game has been in a long time as well. 14-point win, and really I remember going through that game and just thinking that PA could never really pull away like they're used to doing over the last 5-10 years. You may have a battle in the first quarter, but then ends up pulling away. They just never really got that. And I know it's obviously for other teams a 2-score win is a good win, but when you have that PA standard that's been set of you're trying to mercy rule every opponent, it will sit in your head a little bit. And so that's something for this group of seniors and this PA team, 2025, to set a new standard.
And last year's score was 35-21 PA. All time since 2020, PA has won this one by a combined score of 235 and 126. But, guys, the two most lopsided, Blake, you talked about how close that was last year. The two most lopsided performances for PA were actually on this field, 60-28 in 2021 and then 37-13 in 2023. And keep in mind, 2023, you're playing with an emergency quarterback. Your top receiver goes down in the first by the end of the first half, and you had just lost an all-state running back that had moved out. So this is nothing new to them, playing with a bunch of new faces and having to have that next man up mentality.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about, like you said, next man up mentality. PA's got a ton of new starters. The offensive line is really redone this year. You obviously, Williams, the focal point at moving from receiver to quarterback, which is a difficult transition, but we already got that Jonesboro game under him a little bit. But these early games can start a little sloppy sometimes when you're trying to bring in kids that are really getting some of their first varsity snaps in a live, meaningful game. It takes a little time to get them going.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll say this, and I'll give the mic to you, Tristan. I wanted to add to that just the fact that, and I know the coaches can't say this, and you want to win every game, but me personally, I'm not necessarily looking for wins over the next 3 games. I'm looking for growth. These non-conference games are here for a reason. You're playing 3 really tough teams that will get you prepared for the 7A Central Conference. So this, more so than anything, starting with Robinson tonight, is more so just about growth and learning and figuring out what packages work best.
No doubt, number 76 will play with a heavy heart this evening. Please join us in a moment of silence and reflection in support of the Pulley family. To Matt's friends and colleagues at PA, to the Pulley family, and to Tyler, please accept the Senator's most heartfelt condolences. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the alma mater of Joe T. Robinson High School.
Well, Blake, I got to ask you, and we took another pause there for Mr. Pulley as they were announcing it on the PA system here in the stadium, but during your years as a coach on the staff at Pulaski Academy, how many games do you go back against Robinson and really kind of recall and remember?
Oh, gosh. Well, my first year coaching was 2013, so, I mean – man, that's a tough question. I can't remember because we also would play them junior high, 7th grade action. So, like, there's a bunch of – I've been on this field plenty of times, had them come to our place plenty of times. And really, it's sparking a new era because Coach Escola has been there for so long. I mean, ever since I've been coaching and well before that, obviously. I think even probably when I was playing, he was probably the coach here as well. So he's just been a constant in this Robinson program. Obviously, I know he's still the athletic director, but a new head man in charge is a different thing for them to take on, and something to definitely look forward and see what the attitude and what the culture of Robinson looks like as they go through that transition.
Well, do you think about these two programs? Upter Grove, as we talked about, had been here 14 years as an assistant, gets promoted to head coach. Coach Escola, I believe he took over for his father, Jim, in 2005.
Yeah.
And Jim had been here all those years before then. Then you look over at PA. Coach Kelly was there for close to 20 years, and then Coach Lucas gets promoted after 9 years as wide receivers coach. So when you look at some of the top programs in the state, which these two really throughout the 21st century, that these two teams fit that mold, you tend to hire from within because that culture is already set. So these two teams are very similar in that regard.
Exactly, and if you look both programs are championship programs. They've been to state championships. They've won them, multiple at that. And I think a lot of school districts forget that of how consistency in the coaching staff does matter in these day and ages. I know colleges forget that too, by the way. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. You start to get those tingles, man. Friday Night Lights, 2 minutes on the clock, countdown, people running out everywhere. I'm excited.
And your Bruins are taking the field now. And, guys, don't forget the season opens with 3 straight road games. Of course, the bye week being after this week here at Robinson. Then they go on the road to take on West Monroe. And they then go to Dallas to take on Highland Park, a very good team out in the state of Texas, and another team, great team out of Louisiana. But the Bruins have taken the field, and we're just about a minute and a half away from kickoff action. And real quick, I got to ask you guys, Kyle, I know we talked about this during the benefit game, but what does it mean to open up your season with 3 consecutive road games?
Well, yeah, the road games. I thought you were going to go with just 3 tough teams, but yeah, 3 tough teams on the road is also. I mean, even when I was working there under Coach Kelly, like that was always kind of what Kyle was saying. Is like obviously the coaches want to win the game. We want to be 3-0 at the end of this, but if you do end up losing one of those games, you can always go into, hey, we got better. We played Highland Park, or we played West Monroe, we played Robinson, and we got beat up. We saw huge kids that we may not see. It was a little different when we were in 5A because we could go play these Highland Park teams and then come back and be like, hey, that's the best defense you're going to see all year. Man, 7A Central, maybe not. Bryant, Conway, North Little Rock may have a few words for that, but still, regardless, it's increasing your level of competition all across the board, which competition brings good out of you.
And the Bruins are going to start this contest off of the ball. They will kick to start the second half. Of course, thank you to all of our crew who made this game possible. Our producer Will Watkins down below us, managing both streams. Of course, we have friends over on the Robinson Sports Network, Will Stafford and Chris Gay doing their commentary thing. But the return is away, and we will open up week 0 for the Pulaski Academy Bruins deep in their own territory. But here comes the UCA baseball commit William Sabota, he's committed to play pitcher, switches to the quarterback position from receiver, as Blake mentioned. But guys, what is the expectations for this first drive?
Oh, I was just going to say, really more than anything, just kind of building off of what you were. Of course, you didn't show much in the Jonesboro scrimmage, but I think really just get the ball to 6. We saw that with Javian Walker with what he had with 3 touchdowns, 6 and 13. That's going to be the 2 that you get the ball to the most, I would think.
Going to fake the handoff. Sabota steps up into the pocket, rolls out, throws it across body. That's going to be incomplete. First pass of his day will fall harmlessly to the turf. Just led Mason Greathouse a little too far there. If he catches it, guys, we may be talking about 6 points there.
Yeah, you're right. Man coverage, you could see a lot of open field for Sabota to step up in.
Sabota's going to roll out once again, and he throws an interception. And that's going to get to the 10, the 5, and pick 6. Touchdown, Senators.
Deuce Williams, the son of should-be Hall of Famer Kevin Williams from the Minnesota Vikings, transferred in last year, was exceptional both on defense and offense. And what a start for his season as well as the Robinson Senators. Man, just threw it right to him.
Yeah, on those rollouts like that, you obviously everything's going to that left side, and the defense knows you're not going to be able to throw it back to the right. So you know that ball is coming out to the left side. He was able to do a great job undercutting it like that, sprinting under the out route, and then took it to the house.
Of course, not the way you want to start the game. William Sabota has his second pass of the night, intercepted it, returned for a Robinson touchdown. PAT's up, almost blocked, and it is going to be good. So the Senators draw first blood as they go up 7-0.
And guys, I said that he threw it right to him. It was more so, I mean, yes, by the way that he stepped up, the way that Deuce did, it seemed like it was that, but it was more so Deuce just reading the quarterback's eyes, understanding where the ball went, and just a great defensive play. Yeah,
it was. He read the route combo there. And, hey, I mean, look, he took one on the chin, PA. Now you got to come back. Going back to what you were saying about what to expect on some of these couple opening drives is, from an X's and O's coaching perspective, was always – we try to get in as many formations as possible in that first drive or two to see how they're going to line up against it. When we go 5 wide, what is their defense going to get to? When we go trips, when we go quads, when we go in a balanced formation, how do they line up? What's their standard lineup? Obviously, things can change throughout the game, but in general, a defense will have a setup for that formation. So I'm sure we saw trips on the first play. I'm trying to think. I think we had trips on this side on that play. So maybe I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a 5 wide set, an empty type of set coming back.
And here comes the kick from the Robinson Special Teams unit. Going to be non-returnable, going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So once again, here comes the Bruins offense led by William Sabota, and the first drive did not go the way that any of us thought it was going to, so we'll see if Coach Lucas and the guys can right the wrongs and get some points on the board here.
And as I said, hey, they may come out in 5 wide. I'm like, if you just threw a pick 6 and you have Javion Walker, why would you not just hand it off the next drive?
That's the first thing that I was going to think of was see if they do what they do with the running game. And of course they'll put him usually like kind of as a wing, like right off to the back hip of one of the tackles, and then just dump it off to him. That's what they did a lot in the Jonesboro game.
So 1st and 10 from their own 20. Going to hand the ball off. Around the outside, be forced out of bounds. And who else but Walker on the carry. Gains a handful, bring up a second down.
Yeah, trying to work that outside zone play there and just kind of ran out of room on the sideline. They ran it to the short side here. And usually that's a good way to kind of force the running back to cut up and cut back, but he just kind of took to the sideline.
Sends a man in motion, pump fakes. Sabota steps up into the pocket, tries to playmaker his receiver, is going to keep it himself up the sideline, and he'll be dropped out of bounds. I believe the ball may have came out, but it'll be a first down for the Bruins.
And we'll see Sabota use his legs plenty, as he should.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how much man coverage I've seen. You can see all the PA receivers running to one side and him stepping up to that opposite side. There's a lot of grass out here.
So after the carry, it'll be first down for the Bruins.
Different formation here.
Sabota calls for the snap, drops back, pressure coming around the outside. He'll step up, throws a deep pass. That one's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Second down coming up for the Bruins.
Can't tell who was that over there. Was it Bryce? Yeah, Bryce Gittens. I think that Sabota was thinking that he was just going to keep running, but he hesitated there just a little bit for the overthrow.
I really like the pace that PA is playing with. Obviously, they haven't had a ton of success just yet, but I love the pace that they're getting to the line.
Sabota stops, pops. Receiver catches it.
Yeah, short gain there for Chase Hancock. Another, he came out a little bit as a freshman last year towards the end of the year, but he's a young receiver that's really going to have to step up along with Bryce Gittens.
Already has an offer from Appalachian State.
3rd and 7 coming up for the Bruins. Sabota calls for the snap, throws it, that's tipped, and I believe he may have intercepted it. No, the referee is going to signal incomplete, so 4th down's coming up for the Bruins offense, and we're going to see what Coach Lucas elects to do here.
Yeah, no fear from William there. He just threw a pick six on an out route and then was just going to sling that one out there. Even he got the ball out there before Chase even turned his head barely. So really trying to time it up with those new receivers.
It looks like the Bruins will go for it here.
Yeah, 4th and about 7. Make sure you run your route to the line.
Pressure coming. Sabota evades pressure, has a man, catches it, 1st down Bruins. He'll be forced out of bounds at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and again, they were in a man coverage situation in the back end, but as soon as Williams stepped up to his right, that man coverage defender came up on him, easy dump over his head.
Bryce Gittens was the one who had the catch there. Sabota throws it right over the middle, and it's just dropped.
Yeah, Blake, we're seeing a lot of these short plays here, like you would have expected at the beginning. As you said, just trying to really fill some things out, get the right formations down.
Yeah, and help that offensive line out. I mean, you got a young offensive line out there. I mean, not in age, but just in snaps. Quick passes never hurt.
Well, sends a man in motion. It's Gittens.
He's all over the place.
Hands the ball off up the middle, room to run.
Go.
Still on his feet, turns away from one, still going. The 40, 35, and he just gets about to the 33-yard line. I thought he was going to go north to south there, but he went to the sideline.
He just kind of put the brakes on a little bit. Saw a lot of gray jerseys out there. Just decided to call it up right there.
The offensive line blocked that one well, but
still on his
also
feet.
was able to
turns
break
away
through
from one,
ankle
still
tackles.
going. The 40, 35. Pressure coming, and rolls out of the pocket, still going on his feet, and he'll be out of bounds just past the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I've really liked what Williams done so far. I mean, obviously, some mistakes already, but still, I love the fact that when he is getting out, he's turning potential sacks into just little 2-3 yard gains to keep you on schedule.
So 2nd down here for the Bruins. Hands the ball off up the middle, room to run. He gets brought down just past the 25-yard line, possibly down at about the 23.
Yeah, nice job there. Pierce Phelan pulling into the hole from his right tackle spot, getting a block and creating a seal for Walker.
I believe it'll be a 1st down for the Bruins after the carry. 3 receivers out right. Pressure comes to Sabota, rolls out, throws a dart, and that's going to be incomplete. Thought he was looking to throw it to the end zone there, but he could not find Gittens on the play.
One thing I'm interested to see how they do. Last couple years when Brandon was the quarterback, they had a ton of designed quarterback runs for him. I haven't really seen that in the Jonesboro and this game so far. They haven't really designed anything, but he may create on his own here with this empty backfield.
2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. Sabota rolls out, throws it, and that one's just going to be another overthrow, incomplete. 3rd down coming up for the Bruins.
This is what we saw in the Jonesboro scrimmage. So you'd see some of these short passes and then maybe a little overthrow here, overthrow there, but usually as the night went along, started connected on those. Just got to make sure that you get those quicker because you certainly can't fall in too big of a hole to this Senator team.
See Senator subbing a couple defensive linemen, flipping them around. That's the beauty of the speed of the play is get some of those subs in.
Bruins just 3 yards away from the Caldwell Toyota red zone. See if they can't get inside of here. Sabota fakes the handoff, Throws a little screen.
There you go.
Open field ahead, 10-5, touchdown! Pulaski Academy Bruins, and the first 6 is on the board of the 2025 season.
I knew I should have said it. I was about to say they haven't ran a screen the entire first 2 drives, but there it is. It didn't take too long.
Bryce Giddens ran it perfectly, but, man, that was well blocked too.
Yeah, well blocked up front, and a beautiful timing of the play. And I love the motion with it. He brought, I think that may have been Javion in motion coming around the backfield to kind of get the eyes of the linebackers moving that way and sneak Bryce out the right side.
Looks like they're going to elect to go for 2 here. Swing pass.
Ooh.
A PI roofing penalty flag is thrown in the backfield, and he'll get tackled way deep in the backfield, but we're going to see what the penalty flag is.
I think that's Rashawn Mitchell that they threw the pitch to, and he was looking to throw it again.
So it was a holding penalty, and Robinson elected to decline the penalty, so the try is no good. So with 9:13 left to go in the first quarter, our score, Robinson 7, Pulaski Academy 6.
That's a little note in the back of the head. I didn't know Rashawn. I didn't know they trusted him like that to throw the ball. I mean, obviously Rashawn kind of the backup running back to Javion, and you know, I guess I could say from a coaching perspective is if Javion wasn't here, Rashawn is a starting running back, like type of, you look at him like, oh, a sophomore running back. He's a stud sophomore running back. So I look for him to get a lot of carries, and maybe not even carries, but just little dump passes and stuff to get him going in open space. He can be really dangerous.
Another one of the sophomores, along with Chase Hancock, they've got a lot of hope for.
Yeah.
We talked about it during the Jonesboro scrimmage that they would compare him to Dante Hall. And
Open field ahead, 10-5, touchdown, Pulaski Academy Bruins.
There's probably a lot of kids that don't remember those 2 guys.
Well, if they're my age, I would hope they know who Darren Sproles is.
Well, it's just because it's been a while since they played. Dante Hall especially, I think he's been out of the league for almost 20 years. But man, he could move. They called him the human joystick.
When you say Chiefs, you don't think of Dante Hall anymore.
And here's the onside kick. Oh, I think they got it.
Yes!
30, 25-20, and
Take
he's
it back.
pushed down.
Can't advance the onside kick, but we'll take it right there. That's huge.
What a huge momentum shifter for the Pulaski Academy Bruins. Of course, they open up the game with a pick 6,
joystick.
then they go on the next drive, score, and they get the ball right back.
Was that big number 1 Max Conine down there?
It was.
Here's the onside kick.
And what a response. Go with the pick 6.
Oh, I think they got it.
Yes!
30.
Really still trying to find his way as a quarterback after being in a previous all-state receiver to respond like that with a touchdown drive and then get the ball right back. Huge for confidence.
And just if we have any new viewers out there, I'll kind of clue you in with that. With the onside kicking, is that it doesn't go down in the stat sheet as a turnover, but essentially we just got a turnover against Robinson. We got the ball back, so it doesn't go down stat sheet. But the PA coaches, I can assure you, see that as a turnover.
So timeouts could be called on the field. Robinson's going to take a second to talk things over before Pulaski Academy gets things going.
And that also might be a little bit of a heat breath break right there, because that was back-to-back drives. They were already towards the end of the other drive, taking some of those defensive linemen out that were getting a little tired. If you want those first-string linemen in there, you're going to need to take a timeout and get them a breather.
Well, we got a break in the action. Let me tell you about our Student Athlete of the Week, Owen Duke, the Bowen Heffley Orthopedics Pulaski Academy Student Athlete of the Week. Owen is a dedicated member and school leader of the senior class as well as the Bruin football team. Owen leads by example both on and off the field with his strong work ethic and uplifting spirit. Head coach Anthony Lucas praises Owen as one of the most selfless young men he has ever met. His genuine care for his classmates and teammates, along with infectious smile and charismatic personality, make him a valued presence in the PA community. Congratulations, Owen Duke, on this well-deserved recognition.
Great read, Kyle.
Thank you.
You got a future in this stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, Owen Duke's a good one. He was one of my. I had coached his brother as well, Trev Duke.
I thought that I recognized that last name from a while back.
Trev's he was a center for 2.5 year starter for me back in the day.
1st and 10 for the Bruins. Sabota throws it back.
Whoa.
And that play's not going to go anywhere. He's tackled around the midfield area.
Yeah, and those screen passes, you really want to, as a receiver, you want to catch those on the run, trying to kind of curl it towards the good side there. He kind of caught it, and maybe the pass was a little bit behind him from William, kind of caught it going negative and then had to turn it into positive, and it didn't work.
Be 2nd and 15 after the screenplay. Spoto calls for the snap. Steps up, evades pressure, just throws it off the back foot, and that one's just going to go out of bounds, incomplete. Possibly could have had a little bit of mistakes there.
Yeah, offensive line didn't get a great pocket for him there, and I kind of smelled William trying to escape the pocket a little quick there as well. Could have maybe hung in there and found one of his receivers underneath. I think Hancock was open, but again, tough job.
3rd and 15 coming up for the Bruins.
There's Javion in the slot like we were talking about earlier.
Spoto has time, steps up, still running, and he won't really go anywhere, but a PI roofing flag comes out at about the 20-yard line. So it may be a first down for the Bruins depending on what the call is.
Yeah, that would be a nice little bailout of this long 3rd down. Yeah, and I think that was Hancock running down the left sideline, I believe. I didn't see it specifically, but so.
Get another chance at it, much shorter field at 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. I think, 4.
So after the PI roofing penalty flag, it'll be 3rd and 4 from the Senator 39-yard line. Spoto's going to hand the ball off to Walker. Walker with a burst of speed, still fighting for extra yardage. Believe he may have gotten the first down. We're going to see where they spot the ball.
Man, to be honest, good tackling there by the Robinson linebackers, because I initially thought the huge hole in the line, and then when I looked up, he barely got the first down by 1 yard.
So it was a first down as they shovel it off. Still on his feet, but he'll get wrapped up deep in the backfield. Nowhere to go on that one. That's Rashawn Mitchell on the carry. Catch, carry, same thing.
Yeah, Josiah Warrior Benson, the former Maumelle Hornet, in on the tackle. They just read that option perfectly.
Yeah, he really showed some athleticism getting out to that wide pitch.
2nd and about 11 here. High snap. Spoto still with the ball. Gets a block up the sideline, and he gets hit hard.
Yisa. Well, William popped up. He's a tough kid.
That's the one positive, or well, one of the many positive things about being a former receiver. He is used to taking hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
If he wasn't fully awake before the game started, I bet you he is now. This will be 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, similar situation.
But a calls for the snap, rolls out right, throws a dart, can be incomplete.
Yeah, and that was Gittens. He kind of slipped on his curl route right there. I know the coverage was tight, but I think he really did just slip, and then the linebacker was kind of falling over him a little bit.
So another 4th down comes up for the Bruins, and it looks like they will still stay on the field with the offense to go for it here.
Wouldn't be surprised if we get another rollout situation, get William on the move.
So it calls for the snap, stays in the pocket, throws a deep over the middle. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Bruins!
Woo!
Give it to 6, and you'll get 6 a lot of the times, as we said against Jonesboro. Whether he's taking it out of the backfield and just doing the work himself or running up the middle. Javion Walker, what a talent.
And that's the spin-off of those underneath forward shovel passes that we saw against Jonesboro, is let him streak right up the seam and split those safeties.
What is that, 3 for 3 on 4th? I know they're 2 for 2. I think they're already 3 for 3 on 4th down, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you're the one supposed to keep stats,
I know,
Kyle.
right?
No. Get on your fancy iPad and dot it up.
We're messing with it.
I know.
So the 2-point try here for the Bruins. They failed their first one. Spoto stays in the pocket, throws it, and that's going to be wide open. A 2-point conversion is good. So now the Bruins up a touchdown and a point PAT as our score is 14-7.
Guys, something you have to think about, too. When we talked about just the history of this game and PA owning the series so far, I talked about this with Coach Updergrove at Robinson this week is, the mental aspect of the game. And not necessarily just for these two teams, but just in general. There's plenty that you could pick out from across the state that this one team might have had their number over this amount of time. So that's a hurdle as well, is getting over the mental part of it. And right now, after Robinson had that pick six, PA has the momentum and the lead.
Yeah, and part of that mental goes into the onside kicking game. Is when you can get that onside score back to back, it's a downer for the other sideline.
And Coach Kelly told us after they won in 2020 before he went to South Carolina, he told us the percentage. It's usually if you recover at least one onside, I think that PA's lost 3 or 4 games when that's happened. When you recover 2 or more, then it's a really good percentage.
I think we'd only lost once ever. Yeah.
So you know him and his analytics.
Absolutely.
Well, now we will get a chance. Well, after the kick, maybe we'll get a chance to see the Senator offense for the first time tonight.
We get to see Landon O'Donnell, offensive lineman, getting this kick. Another good one. Oh,
And he has a burst of speed up the sideline. The 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown Senators. And the onside kick works, and then it does it for the Bruins.
And that's Deuce Williams, so he's got 2 early touchdowns in this game, and that's the negative part of the onside kick right there.
Absolutely. And the PA defense has not stepped on the field, guys.
Yeah. So we're 7:06.
Coach Taylor over there is itching. Wow.
We know they'll be fresh at least.
Yeah, they're going to be cold here in a minute. Oh, man.
Yeah, with this weather, we might need to get them some jackets and some heaters.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, Deuce Williams, man, I've watched him since he was playing varsity in 9th grade, and all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, he's already shown it. We haven't even gotten to him playing any running back.
Yeah.
Well, as quick as it was a 7-point lead for the Bruins, it is now a tied game right where we began. With 7:06 left to go in the first quarter, the Bruins and Senators are tied in this Week 0 matchup. Definitely didn't have that on my bingo card.
No.
Of course, we're up here on the roof between both, well, the PA coaching staff to our left and some of the videographers for the Robinson Senators football team to our right. We await the kickoff here.
So Robinson, they've got their kicker, their place kicker, William Tate, and then this 99, their kickoff specialist, Grant Treader, the junior. Of course, both Tate and Treader are soccer players.
And here comes the kick from the special teams unit. Deep kick, it's gonna...
Ooh, that's close. Oh, he gave him a touchback.
Well, rolled into the end zone and rolled out of bounds, so a touchback was called on the field. So once again, here comes the Bruins offense. And guys, I mean, we've seen a little bit of a struggle early, and then the next drive they come back and they convert on a 4th down, and then they find a wide open Javion Walker for a touchdown.
I'll tell you, if this is anything like our first game on the network with Sylvan Hills and Maumelle, we could be in for a offensive shootout.
Hey, I'm not afraid of that.
Of course, you, Blake, being a PA alumnus, former coach, you've had plenty of those shootouts.
Yeah, we were
those
texting.
Late night games.
We were texting. You made me look up the record book too, just to make sure I was right on those. But PA and Harbor, I think it was 2019, was up. I think it was like the top 4 scoring games, and then we had a Little Rock Christian one, which I thought was higher than that, but it wasn't. But Little Rock Christian and us went into a high-scoring one as well back in the day.
So 1st and 10 after the touchback. So Bodo, the lone man in the backfield. Pump fakes, has room to throw, zips it, and he won't go anywhere.
That screen was read perfectly.
Just
sitting there waiting on him.
A good read and also kind of just a slow timing from the receiver. I think Hancock, I don't know if Hancock slipped or just took a little too long to get back there, but the lineman kind of got way out in front of him and messed the timing up there.
So it is a loss, about 4 on the play. So 2nd and 14 will be facing the Bruins here. Boda steps up into the pocket, still on his feet, almost gets pulled down by his jersey, but the turf monster will bring him down. 3rd down coming up for the Bruins.
Yes, I was thinking who that was, Dominio Patterson there, the Tulsa commit on the tackle. As you said, it just kind of broken it. A lot of these plays have broken down, and he's had to get out of the pocket. I mean, I think that's going to be kind of his MO all season. But, I mean, that's not necessarily out of the ordinary for PA quarterbacks. You have a lot of those rollout plays.
So 3rd and 15 from the 15 coming up for the Bruins. Walker in the backfield with Swoboda. Drops back, pressure coming, throws it off his back foot, and that's just going to be incomplete. 4th down coming up for the Bruins.
Yeah, tried 2 screens that drive, and both were unsuccessful. Couldn't get it in his hands. So, yeah, like you said, a long 4th down here. Dangerous spot as well. Inside, right on the 15. This is a spot where last year PA may have considered punting, so we'll see what their strategy looks like.
So 4th and 15 after the incompletion. Swoboda, they're going to go for it. Drops back, steps up into the pocket, throws, hesitates, and it's incomplete. Turnover on downs. The Senators will get it deep in Pulaski Academy territory as they take over for their first offensive drive of the game.
That's going to be one Swoboda's going to want back. He had Hunter Ardoin just right there all alone about on the 20-yard line on the Robinson sideline. He just wasn't able to see him.
Yeah, and even I think even if he got it to Greathouse there, he was still 5-10 yards away from the first down, so it was going to be a tough one to get.
He was all alone, but, yeah, that's the biggest question. As you said, he was a little bit far away from the stick, so if he would have been able to turn it up. But
Defense starting out in a hole here.
Of course,
this is the first time we see the defense.
Yep.
Right.
Big set here.
It's going to be right up the middle. Host of Bruins is going to tackle him down before he really goes anywhere, maybe gaining 2 on that play.
This is all talking about Swoboda getting his first snaps of the season, of course, excluding the scrimmage game. This is also Reese Simpson's really his first time to take over as quarterback. He's been on the varsity team for a while and waited his turn. Tyson Braden was their guy last year, and now it's his offense.
Simpson's going to send the running back in motion. Call for the snap. Zips it. To be caught. And he's going to break away from one, and a flag's going to come out. A PI roofing penalty flag will come out, but that was almost dangerous as Grimes almost took that one into the end zone.
Yeah, I think they should get one of the receivers down here on a holding call and back them up some, hopefully.
Also, they're calling numbers now in high school. I didn't know that.
I don't think they're supposed to.
I don't think, but
I don't think they're supposed to. Hey, he's got the mic on him
maybe he's used to doing some D2 college games or something.
It's week 0 for them too.
Hakeem Frampton was the Senator charged with the holding penalty.
And really, I mean, we kind of got lucky with that one because that was really well played, good play design there. They motioned the running back out to get an extra blocker for that receiver. It was really good design.
Simpson's going to hand the ball off once again around the left side, bounces off one tackle at the 10, cuts back, 5, touchdown, Senators, but another penalty flag comes out, and we may be backing this one up again.
Oh, man. I didn't see that one as blatant as the other one, but we'll take it.
I believe they're going to get Kyron Grimes on the hold. So instead of a touchdown, they'll back it up even further, as you're going to see here on the replay.
TJ Logan had a chance right there, but we didn't have a good contain either.
Yeah,
I guess that receiver on the outside did get held pretty good.
Well, and that's one of the biggest questions that we had coming in for this defense, just how will the run defense look? They got gashed a few times against a two-time All-State running back and TJ Brown, and obviously facing more great running backs than this one.
So
5 wide set here.
2nd and 12. Simpson's going to throw a quick little pop. Be incomplete.
He heard footsteps from Brylan Ussery.
Yeah. I was going to say, Brylan was free going there, so even if he did catch that one, he was about to get popped.
So it'll be 3rd down now for the Senators. 4:30 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Brylan's one of those younger linebackers that I'm looking forward to taking a big step this year. He didn't play much last year as a sophomore, but he's gotten a really good opportunity here.
Simpson, pressure coming, just floats it to the tailback. He'll gain a couple, not enough for the first. So 4th down's coming up for the Senator offense, and we're going to see if they try to kick the field goal, which is usually rare in high school, or they're going to try to go for it here.
Tate was 3 of 5 last season with a long of 37.
Yeah, they may be dropping out here. 99 coming out. And that was a great job there by the PA secondary. I want to give props to them right quick. 3rd down, we brought a blitz on that short side right there, and he dumped it off to Williams in the flats. And corner and safety had to come up and make a great play on a great athlete.
And it actually is Treader that's kicking this.
Here comes the field goal, and it's no good.
Nice.
Man, what a stand
Wide
there
left.
by that PA. I know they were helped out with a couple of hankies, but, man, they'll take it, taking that, especially where that ball started.
Exactly.
So almost seems like the turnover on downs meant nothing for the offense of the Pulaski Academy Bruins because they're getting the ball back almost exactly where they turned it over. We want to take a moment to thank everybody for tuning in to some Pulaski Academy Bruin football on the PA Live and Natural State Sports Networks.
After the change of possession, it brings up 1st and 10 for the Bruins.
So 1st and 10. Swoboda is going to roll out. Throws it to an open receiver, but he just falls to the turf after the catch.
Yeah, that was Gittens out there wide, right near the sideline. Good catch, picked up about 4.
After a 4-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 coming up here for the Bruin offense. Hey, there we are. I don't know who's shooting us down there. I think it's Wade, but I don't know where exactly he is. That ball is going to come out, and it's going to go out of bounds. So the Bruins will maintain possession.
Yeah, heads-up play there by Conine as well. He saw it. He wasn't near the ball, but he started hustling towards it to get out of bounds, if anything.
That was Gittens on the reception again. They really getting him involved.
There's an injured Senator near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, official timeout. It is officially cramping season in Arkansas.
Well, I tell you, I did a leg workout the other day with a good friend of mine, Delaney Ringgold, and, man, I tell you, I'm feeling it today.
Oh, yeah.
Walking up them stairs, it's wore me out. I never tell her that in public, though.
Well, and I was telling everybody when I got here, when I came to the 2021 and 23 game by the time before, because I park on the opposite side of the box, and by the time you get to midfield walking over here, and this is before walking up the steps and everything, you're just drenched. So just can't say enough how blessed we are with the front that we have right now.
Of course, do want to remind everybody that Tristan Harlen here, the former O-line coach Blake Amsler, and the always infamous Kyle Sutherland.
Infamous, huh?
Infamous.
Yeah.
That's about the nicest word I can say on TV about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not FCC regulated right now, but we do have children watching.
Right.
I called him the encyclopedia of Arkansas high school sports last week, and he kind of gave me a look and said, well, I'm not the encyclopedia, so I'm trying to pull back on it.
Encyclopedias are so old school. He's more of a Wikipedia.
Okay.
Right? The Wikipedia of Arkansas high school sports.
Should have seen him during the state championships for baseball and softball this past year. Man knew everything.
I study a little. But I am wrong plenty of times, too. I've had to correct myself many a times.
That happens.
I had about 5 mulligans in the scrimmage. So I guess because I said that we get at least 1 mulligan a season, so I guess I'm 4 in the hole right now.
Oh, wow. Only 1 mulligan the whole season? I don't know about that.
We're strict here.
Yeah, this is tight rules.
Perfection is key. So anyways, after the injury, it'd be 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. The Bruins doing a bunch of motion here. Flag's going to come out. Sabota pump fakes once, and he'll get sacked. But a PI roofing penalty flag was thrown on the snap. Believe it may be an offsides call.
Yeah, no, I think our lineman didn't get on the line of scrimmage. There probably wasn't enough men on the line. Yeah, all that motion from the offensive lineman there and getting into a weird formation. They didn't get up close enough to the line. So, since it was a sack, going to go ahead and decline it and bring up 2nd down.
After the sack, it'll be 2nd and 16 from their own 31-yard line. Of course, game still tied at 14 apiece. High snap. Spoda's going to hand it off. Room to run up the middle, still trucking his feet, but Walker will be brought down just past the 30-yard line.
We haven't had that explosive running play yet, but they've got a lot of good little 8 to 10 yarders. So I look for them to continue using that. I'm impressed by the offensive line so far.
So 3rd down coming up for the Bruins.
Really wide splits down here from these 3 receivers.
Spoda going to shovel it. Trying to get room around the outside, trying to cut back, but he won't go anywhere there. 4th down facing now for the Bruins.
Yeah, had a tough time there trying to find a lane to cut up through, and then tried to hit that edge. It just wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's the 2nd time they've run kind of a wide zone, outside zone type of play. But again, like you said earlier, Warrior Benson and Redmond doing a great job from their linebacker spots to track some of those long plays down. I think we got to get back to some of the inside running plays.
So be about 4th and 13 coming up for the Bruins now.
Yeah, they won't be running the ball here, I promise you.
Spoda calls for the snap, stays into the pocket, steps up, jukes back, pressure coming, all the time in the world.
Scramble.
And another flag comes out after the tackle.
They sent Walker on just pretty much a go route right there, kind of like the one that he had scored on, but that got covered up really quick.
Yeah, they're going to get the receiver for a hold. And I know Coach Lucas and Coach Thrash are going to be a little upset with William on that one, because when your quarterback scrambles on 4th and long like that, you better be dang sure you can get it. They're not going to be happy with at least, we always fell back to when Coach Kelly was around, is like, if it's 4th down, at least give us a shot with something. Throw it up in the middle of the field and let someone make a play, rather than taking a sack or getting tackled 2 yards down like that.
So after the turnover on downs, the Senators will take over in Bruin territory.
Hey, y'all are getting your dose of PA football. We're still in the first quarter, boys. Settle in.
Quarterback's going to keep it on that play. Get about maybe 5 on that carry, brings up a 2nd down.
It's funny you say that, Blake, because I used to cover these games as a writer. I didn't have deadlines, but the news, the TV people and the Democrat Gazette and all of them did. So they were always just hustling and bustling to meet those deadlines.
Absolutely. I've seen my fair share of Fox 16 reporters sitting on their laptop, just drenched in sweat, trying to get it done before the show goes on.
So 2nd and 5 after the quarterback keeper. Simpson's going to fake the handoff. Roll out pressure coming, and he gets tipped.
God, we almost had it.
Almost got intercepted, but it falls to the turf. Not harmlessly, but it falls to the turf. And a 3rd down will be coming up for the Senators.
They're either going to have an interception or a big boy offensive lineman reception.
That was T.J. Logan on the blitz and the pressure to the quarterback. I can't see the number of that defensive end that almost had the pick.
T.J. shined really well in the Jonesboro scrimmage. He's that linebacker. Of course, you lost 2 really key linebackers, around 200 total tackles that you graduated there. And he was the one that returned, and they expect a lot of big things out of him.
3rd down, Simpson's going to step up into the pocket, throw it short, incomplete. 4th down coming up. Hartford Lowe almost had an interception there.
Yeah, and Simpson and the receiver just weren't on the same page there. The receiver wanted to kind of stop and go deep. Simpson thought he was going to pull up right on the first down line, but they weren't on the same page.
Some subs coming in now for the Senators. 53 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Still tied at 14.
They're just outside of their field goal range, so they're going to go ahead and go for a fourth down of their own.
Does PA bring a blitz here, or do they trust their front three on a 4th and 5? Empty backfield.
Simpson rolls, throws it, and breaks away from one. Wide open field ahead, 10. Oh, and he gets lit up just past the 5-yard line. First and goal coming up for the Senators.
It was well covered. TJ just wasn't able to get that tackle right there, or at least the first one.
Yeah. Great tackle by Jay Abernathy-Ricks to save the touchdown. But still, great play design on 4th and 5 for the Senators to get the first down.
It was Deuce Williams on the catch there that almost got 6.
They're really leaning on him on offense. I wasn't sure how much they would rely on him. Yeah, now Williams is in the Wildcat by himself.
Keeps himself, bounces off his offensive lineman, and he falls back. And second down will be coming up.
Yeah, it's great penetration there by the D-line. They had the heavy set on that side, so you knew where it was going.
Yep. And he got up mad at his offensive lineman. I'm thinking, well, he was getting shoved back too.
I believe that's going to do it for the first quarter as both teams are trotting to the sideline, and we're going to let the clock expire. So after the end of the first quarter, we're tied at 14. We're going to take a step away. We'll be right back. You're watching Pulaski Academy Football on PA Live and the Natural State Sports Network.
As a family, the community's given a lot to us, so it's our opportunity to give back. And one way I do that is by coaching these boys. I love watching them learn. I love sitting in the huddle with them and watching them go out and do what it is that we've been working on. The boys have to learn how to work as a group and work as a team to win the game. It's the same thing at the dealership. It takes everybody every day to service the community.
It's better at Bale!
Arkansas. At Bale Chevy, we heard you loud and clear. You asked for it, and now it's back. Drive new every 2. That's right, only at Bale can you drive a brand new Chevy every 2 years. Just pick one out, drive it for 2 years, then trade it in for a new model or walk away owing nothing. Drive new every 2. Just another reason it's better at Bale. Come see us today or shop BaleChevrolet.com.
And welcome back to the beginning of the second quarter here on PA Live and the Natural State Sports Network. Tristan Harlen here with the former offensive line coach Blake Amsler and Kyle Sutherland.
Oh, man.
You don't get a nickname that time.
I don't get a nickname this time around.
Yeah.
I got to earn those.
Less cool now.
This network does have a reputation of creating nicknames. So
That is true.
On the Wildcat there is the Robinson Senators, and that play's not really going to go anywhere.
The run defenses look pretty good so far. I mean, obviously, knock on wood, we got a long way to go, but so far they've kept a lot of those Wildcat plays, a lot of these underneath, inside running plays contained. It's really been the outside swing routes and screen passes that have hurt us.
Be 3rd and goal here for the Senators. 3rd 7 if you like numbers.
they've actually got Bryce Mitchell, 99, the freshman defensive lineman, playing there in the middle.
Yeah, Coach Taylor was talking him up to me earlier this week.
Simpson's going to stop. He's going to throw it. Bumps into the defender. Hits him in the helmet.
Nice.
Incomplete. No PI roofing flag at all.
That was a good call. I mean, I know what network we're on, but that was just exceptional coverage. Or did I say call? Good no call. I can't remember if I said good no call or call. But no, nonetheless, I agree with that. That was just exceptional lockdown coverage.
Yeah, I would say incidental contact there. 4th and 8, or 4th and goal, rather, from the 8. Looks like no hesitation to keep the offense out there. No field goal team this time around. I don't think they'll just go to a throw up in the air jump ball like they did.
So 4th and 8 in the flat, or excuse me, whistle's going to be called. Timeout on the floor.
Yeah, they were looking for that tight end dump pass right over the middle.
It's going to be a timeout here. And guys, after that first quarter, now that we have a little bit of a break to talk about it, what do you guys think for the Pulaski Academy Bruins?
Well, I mean, offense obviously started bad, came back with 2 really good drives. Special teams was up and down, kind of like really good special teams, really bad special teams. So, yeah, it was a weird to only get the defense out there in the last couple minutes of the quarter. Just it felt like the old Cabot game where the defense was never on there, but like not as good.
PA,
you know?
PA was up like 35-0 or something before
right.
they even got the ball. I remember that.
Yeah, it's just the wrong way there. Not as much scoring.
I'll tell you my answer. I don't, but if I answer it now, I might jinx it. So I'll hold off on that. I agree with what Blake said.
So 4th and goal after the timeout. Simpson, the low man of the backfield. He's going to roll out right. Pressure coming. He got hit hard.
Ball's out too. Golly!
Wow.
Was that Ussery that came and did that?
Wow.
Woo!
Ran into a brick wall. Sorry
Yeah.
for the headphone users on that one.
I think that was Brylan Ussery. Kind of blitzed off the outside and the quarterbacks was rolling out right to him, and boy, oh boy.
And how about 2 Caldwell Toyota red zone stops?
And I agree with what Blake
Now
said.
you can tell us your thought.
So 4th and goal.
Well, I was
going to
say the defense, the run defense in
Simpson,
particular,
the low man of the
has done
backfield.
really
He's gonna
well.
roll out right.
Oh, I see what happened there. So really smart play by Brylan. Ball's out too. He knew that his receiver was not eligible. Was that
Because
they had 2 men on the line of scrimmage? They had all 5 receivers
Wow.
on the right side,
Good
2 on the
catch.
line. He knew his guy that he was up on was ineligible. He freed him up to free blitz. That was a very smart play.
So after the turnovers on downs, it's 1st and 10. Svoboda throws a deep ball, has a man for the moment. That's going to be incomplete, batted down.
Wow. We're going to let him do that, huh?
That's a
little taunt.
That's a celebration. That's Kalen Norwood on the deflection.
The Sylvan Hills refs wouldn't have liked that last night.
That was a well-delivered ball. Just good job of getting a hand in there, and he let him know about it.
Props to Chase for keeping his cool on that one.
So 2nd and 10 after the deflection. He's going to swing it there. Steps back up, still on his feet. He'll get brought down at about the 20. Brings up 3rd and possibly about 5 here.
Yeah, nice job by Javion, just kind of running behind his pads and continuing to fall forward at the end of those runs. Those don't look like a lot, but picking up 5 right there isn't bad.
So 3rd and 5. Svoboda looks to the sideline for the check.
Our right tackle looks like he's back just a little bit too far. This will be all right.
He's going to roll out, throw that little shovel play. Tries to break away from one. I believe he may have had enough for the first down. If not, he does now. We're going to wait and see what the referee's going to say, and we're going to move them chains on up.
That's the bread and butter play right there. Just dump it off to him, let him do the rest.
Yeah, pulling that guard around, getting him going forward.
After the play, it'll be 1st and 10. Fresh new set of downs here for the Bruins as we approach the 10-minute mark left to go in the first half. Of course, still tied ball game. Svoboda already has a pick 6 in this one.
Checking at the line with the coaches, seeing what Coach Thrash likes.
Snap, going to hand the ball off. Has a little bit of room, but it gets closed quickly.
Yeah, and those are tough boxes to run against. They really kind of had a 4-2 look on the defense, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers. Just one of the linebackers just kind of right on the edge. But when you've got 5 blockers up front and 6 defensive players in the box, it does make it tough.
So 2nd and 9 coming up after the carry. Svoboda going to have time to throw.
Oh, there he was.
Going to step up, step back. Pressure coming. Got to get rid of it. Still on his feet. And he made a little bit of something out of that play instead of nothing. It'll be 3rd and possibly about 6 or 7 coming up here.
Blake, was that Great House that briefly got open?
I think it was Ardawan that got open right in the middle 12, and he was wide open. I thought William was going to see him, but maybe a hand got up in the air or something. He couldn't see him and then turned into a scramble. But luckily, William turned that into about 4 or 5 yards to make it manageable.
3rd and 6 here. Svoboda's going to roll out. Step, throw it. Going to be.
Oh, did he catch that?
He did.
Gonna be caught.
Wow. That's great house right there. Just right over the middle. Little dig route. Great catch.
Wow. Yeah, and he's actually going to have to come off after because he kind of got hit with it, and the Robinson defenders
turned
down
into
as
a
well.
scramble.
But luckily, William turned that into about 4 or 5 yards to make it manageable.
There.
3rd and 6 here.
That's
Spoda's
possibly
going to roll
a-
out. Step, throw it. What a play for Waterberger. I mean, what a play that was. What a great catch. I mean, you can't think of a better way to get a first down there.
He did.
Wow. That was
great.
A clutch catch. And I think Kyle mentioned it at the benefit game on the stream, but Greathouse was kind of that unknown player last year filling in for Walden, Culpepper, who got injured. But I remember distinctly whenever he came in, because I kind of know Mason a little bit from my days. And when he ran that first route after coming in off the bench, I was like, okay. Like he ran an out route, got the ball, cut up field, and I was like, hey, he can get this thing done. So really coming into this year, I mean, he's kind of a known name. I mean, a little bit underknown, but yeah, in the PA community, he's known for great catches like that.
It was definitely something that Coach Lucas was telling me during the Bale Chevrolet pregame coaches show was how much that he means to this roster. Got to credit Kyle for wanting me to ask the question because he had some situations to take care of. Bro didn't pay his light
my
bill.
power decided to randomly go out for 4 hours.
Children, pay your light bill.
Yeah.
So after that, 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line.
Tight formation here.
Spoda's going to fake the handoff. Dumps it off. Tries to break away from one, but he'll get wrapped up deep in the backfield. 2nd and long coming up after that play.
And now that the sun has gone down, you literally cannot see the numbers on Robinson's jerseys.
I was just thinking the same thing. It looks like a 0 or an 8. I can't really tell. But great tackle by him to bring down Javion for the loss.
2nd and 15. Quick play. Tries to break away from one, but he's wrestled down. And a little bit of some more taunting from Damon Sally.
Yeah, these refs don't seem to care as much as the ones last night.
Yeah.
But, hey, it is what it is.
But, it's a good way again from Chase. That's two very mature plays there from Chase to just basically brush it off, move on to the next play.
3rd and 18 coming up here for the Bruins. Still in their own territory. A first down would put them in Senator land. Spoda sends a man in motion. It's Walker. Stops back, steps up to the pocket, has room to run. Going to juke away from one, and a flag's going to come out. PI roofing penalty flag, that is, as a Bruins helmet is on the turf.
Yeah, Landon O'Donnell lost a lid there. I'm hoping maybe the defense did that and may help us out. We'll see what the white hat says. There we go. Yeah, not an automatic first down. They changed that rule a few years back. So we'll get the 15 yards, and it'll be a short 3rd down now. But, yeah, I think that was a defensive lineman that went up high on Landon, which technically, since it's a penalty, he can stay in the game if he's okay. But he did come off. Coach Barnhill might just be giving him one. Oh, nope, there he comes. Well, maybe not.
I've noticed that the big right tackle there, Ethan Reynolds, he's done a really good job of getting the defensive line. That was a big reason, or the main reason, why Svoboda was able to tuck it and get a few yards there. But the penalty also helped him out too.
So 3rd and 3 after the penalty from the 39-yard line of the Senators. And they're coming out to measure the ball, I do believe.
They must have marked that kind of weird because it was like 3rd and 18, right? And it was a 15-yard penalty. It should be like 3rd and 3, but unless the penalty happened downfield, it would have been from the spot potentially. So, yeah, this is a lot closer of a pull than we thought. It's still a little short, yeah. So really short 3rd down coming. Yeah, you talked about Ethan Reynolds. I was talking to Coach Barnhill before the game, and he mentioned him as kind of that integral piece of, like, you could say 6th man, but he's going to get in there a lot. He said he likes him at center mainly, but also guard and tackle. He's totally fine with Reynolds going there. So a real good utility piece like that, there's nothing wrong with having those pieces.
And there's hardly, this is an offensive line coach, a versatile lineman like that can play so many different spots.
Yep. Because anytime anyone gets hurt, you're going to have to shuffle around a little bit, and it's always good to have a guy like that.
Of course, you just saw Coach Wyatt on your screen, the athletic director of the Pulaski Academy athletic teams. What a great help he's been for our broadcast so far this year.
All right, 3rd and inches. Now we go wide. We'll see if they run Svoboda here.
So 3rd and 1 from the 39. Svoboda's going to keep it himself up the middle. He's
barely
going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah.
Coach Lucas talked about so many different times. This year is all about whatever it takes and just little plays like that to get you a fresh set of downs.
Yep, nothing wrong with it. And, well, Coach Updegrove's still kind of giving the White Hat the business there. But, yeah, a great call there by Coach Thrash. Spread everybody out, get them covering those receivers and make it a really light box for William inside.
1st and 10 after the quarterback keeper. Svoboda shovels it. Around the outside, has blocks.
Oh.
And he gets brought down. I believe that was number 5, Jaden Todd, on the tackle.
Yeah, he came all the way from his safety spot, flying down on that short pass and made a great tackle on Mason.
Noticed on a good bit of these plays, Robinson's just doing a really good job of getting down the line, and PA just can't quite get the plays to develop, and then once somebody just comes in free like we saw there.
There's a downhill run. Oh, I think he may have lost the ball.
They're going to signal the ball came out. Robinson says they have it. And they do.
That was Jackson Redmond, which Pulaski Academy is very familiar with. Linebacker that's going to Northwest Missouri, a D2 powerhouse. Been down a little bit the past few years, but a historic Division II powerhouse.
Seems like nobody wants to give an inch in this one. Mistakes are seemingly on layaway. Of course, there you see the head man of the Bruins, Coach Anthony Lucas, the former Razorback.
Former record-setting Razorback.
Absolutely.
Gonna hand the ball off there, and he's going to get swallowed in the backfield.
Was that Logan? Yeah, DJ Logan. He missed a key tackle earlier, but, man, got in the backfield real quick there.
Yeah, and Ussery was right behind to clean it up if he missed. Great job. And I like the way that TJ kind of closed down as well. Like, as he's getting in the backfield, he closes it down from the edge and just no room for the running back there.
Second and 11.
Yeah, sorry to jump you, but quads over there, one of those guys should be ineligible. Yep, got to throw a screen.
And that play's not going to go anywhere. 3rd down coming up for the Senator offense.
Back-to-back great defensive plays. Just gold helmets as soon as got to him.
3rd and long. Now you got a pretty defined passing situation, so I know Coach Taylor on the defense is going to draw up some sort of blitz. Does he bring 1? Does he bring 2? Really wants to put pressure on Simpson to make him make a mistake.
So 3rd and 14 from their own 31.
A lot of movement up front.
Simpson's going to drop back. Pressure coming. Tries to evade it. Goes out left. Penalty flag's going to come out. Throws a deep ball. Incomplete. But we're going to see what the penalty flag is, the PI roofing penalty flag that is, before we determine it's a 4th down.
Oh, why? They should just decline that and make it 4th.
Coach Taylor up here is one. That's what he was wanting to do, and that's where they're going.
Yeah, I mean, you can have 3rd and 25 or 4th and 15, so they're going to punt it either way. So, yeah.
So it'll be 4th down coming up. It looks like the special teams unit will trot onto the field for the Senators. Still neck and neck, 14-14 our score. 5:23. We want to take a second to thank everybody for tuning in. You're watching Pulaski Academy football on the PA Live and Natural State Sports Network. Tristan Harlen here with Blake Amsler and Kyle Sutherland. The trio nobody thought would be in the same room at all. And here comes the punt. High punt. Going to get deep in Bruin territory. And they're going to down it just at about the 31-yard line.
To elaborate on that, for those that don't get, when we refer to us being in the same place at the same time, there's throughout the whole summer we've tried to meet up, and it's like Tristan and I will be in a place together, or Tristan and Blake will be somewhere. Now, we were in the same room at Media Days, so we were there then. But I told him, I'm like, guys, I promise you, during the season, Friday nights, we will all be in the booth, barring any emergencies, of course.
Yeah. This was also, we were trying to get together during baseball season. Yeah. Kyle's, he's got things to do around baseball.
Yeah, well, especially thanks to the Omaha run by our beloved Razorbacks. That kept me super busy.
Man, how did that one end?
Not well.
Easy. Let's get back to the field.
1st and 10 for the Bruins. Sabota's going to roll out. Has pressure. Just throws it away.
Yeah, that was smart.
2nd down's coming up for the Bruins. And, guys, that's probably about the 5th time I've seen Sabota second guess himself, and a penalty flag's going to come out.
I guess there was a little bit of extracurricular.
I think he's going to call for a intentional grounding.
Oh.
Because he was still in the pocket.
Oh, that's it.
But
okay.
I kind of thought there was a receiver on the sideline that he threw the ball over top of his head. And I think that's probably what Coach Lucas is pleading here is like, we had a receiver in the flats there. It went right over his head. Now, was it intended for him?
There was a couple of players that just walked past the ref, and so I was like, oh, did something get said? But, yeah, that's what the debate is.
And now he's conferring with his side judges and back judges to see what their thoughts are.
I believe that one of the refs just told him that there was a guy on the sideline.
Wave it off. Wave it off. Oh, well, the clock's been running this whole time. That's nice. 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 Got an extra 40 seconds there.
Everybody's still in week 0. Everybody's trying to get used to the motions.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to talk to the fans a little bit, William was still inside the pocket, so tackle to tackle, offensive lineman just go straight back. He was still inside the pocket. If he threw that and no receiver was over there, then that would be intentional grounding. But since we had a receiver over near the sideline, it kind of went over his head. No penalty.
2nd down coming up here for the Bruins after the incompletion. Spoda's going to roll out, zips it towards the sideline. Tries to spin away, does.
Woo!
Still on his feet, up the sideline, 50, 45, and he gets brought out of bounds just at around the 43-yard line. What a play for the Pulaski Academy Bruins, and that's number 9 on the catch, Bryce Gittins.
Yeah.
Continuing to get him involved.
Yeah, he's been in a bright spot for me already this year. He didn't get to play too much last year, but looking really good now.
Fresh new set of downs as the Bruins are going to run. Walker hurdles one, and he gets brought down just past midfield. So the Bruins are now in Senator territory. So 2nd down's coming up for the Bruins. 2nd and 6 to be exact. 5 minutes remain in the first half of play.
Now they've got Ethan Reynolds at left guard, moving over from right tackle, as Blake talked about, just that versatility.
Spoda calls for the snap. Pressure coming. Got to get rid of it. Flag's going to come out, possibly going to be holding. Throws it to the sideline, going to be incomplete. There's 2 PI roofing penalty flags on the field.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold.
Yeah, I think that was the right tackle that kind of pulled him down. That's always a tough one because you see it done a lot in the NFL where they'll kind of as they're grabbing the inside of the jersey, they'll pull them down and let go. And so I know a lot of kids, and even when I was coaching, a lot of kids will see that and say, I can do that. But it's a really intricate, technique to master, especially at the high school level. And I also think that high school refs have a lot higher tendency of calling that a penalty rather than the NFL guys see that as a legal play a lot more.
I believe they got the spot wrong, so
that's what Coach Taylor is talking down to Coach Lucas there, and you see Coach. Well, I don't know if the camera can see it, but Coach Lucas is down there, right there with the official, trying to figure out if the ball is spotted correctly or not.
This will be 2nd and 16, 4:06 left to go in the first half. Still knotted up at 14. Spoda, the low man in the backfield for the Bruins. Going to call for the snap. Stands straight up into the bucket, and he throws an interception. And that one down the 40, trucks back 20, 15, 10, 5. Senators regain the lead. Touchdown, Robinson.
That's Hakeem Frampton, massive college prospect for the 2027 class. Got all kinds of P4 offers, and If he usually gets the ball in his hands, you ain't going to catch him.
And that's the second pick six thrown by quarterback William Sabota in tonight's ball game.
And Senators touchdown brought to you by Chris Johnson Farm Bureau. Then bring number 99 William Tate on for the extra point.
So waiting the PAT from Robinson. And the ball is bobbled, and they're going to say no good. I believe PA may have recovered it, but the snap was not a really good snap there, and they bobbled it. So the try is no good. So we're scored 20-14 with 3:54 left to go in the first half.
We do have one score update from one of our 7A Central foes. Conway is up 7-0 on Jonesboro after one right now.
Wow.
Conway, of course, expected to be another one of those top teams, not only in the Central, but state overall.
Yeah, really, when you said that, my first instinct was good for Jonesboro.
Yeah.
Sticking
Man,
with
Jonesboro,
Conway.
the thing about Jonesboro is it's even during the Randy Coleman days, which Tyler George, their current head coach, was his DC for a while. Even if they don't have, like, their win-loss record might not always be the greatest, they're going to be one of those tough outs. You're never going to have a guaranteed win versus them. Also, Fayetteville up 27-14 on Cabot. But Jonesboro, they've got a two-time All-State player at quarterback, Asa Myers, for baseball, really good athlete, and then T.J. Brown, two-time All-State running back.
And that town always seems to have huge D linemen, huge O linemen, fast skill players.
I was
it's
impressed.
it's a solid
I was
city.
very impressed with the trenches in the scrimmage game.
Yeah.
Comes the kick from the special teams unit. Be a little poocher.
Nice. Yep, perfect. Oh, hey there.
Just going to kneel it down just past the 30-yard line. So here comes the Bruin offense. Last time out, they threw a pick six, which allowed the Senators to go up 20-14. Of course, the PAT was no good after the bobbled snap. So here comes the Bruin offense.
And if I'm putting my offensive coordinator hat on, we've thrown 2 pick sixes on out routes. I don't know if I'm going to go back to those anytime soon.
I don't think so.
Keep stuff, maybe work more slants in behind those linebackers, work your screen game, obviously, and continue to feed Javion.
So 3:50 left to go in the first half. Sabota calls to the snap, pressure coming, throws it, going to be immediately tackled, but he almost broke away from it. Instead of going down, he'll lose possibly 2 or 3. It's Walker on the catch. Smith is the Senator credited with the tackle. It'll be second and about 15 with 3:16 left to go in the first half. Your Pulaski Academy Bruins down by 6. Sabota calls to the snap, throws it. That's going to be caught. Braces for impact. It's number 11, Wynn Wilson, on the reception.
Yeah, and Wynn had a fun play in that benefit game. He kind of had a double pass opportunity, which I wasn't really familiar with his passing ability. So they feel confident about that too.
Third down coming up. Sabota going to step up into the pocket. Tries to stiff arm away.
Whoa, that's too far. Oh, guys.
Jeez.
Guys. Wow.
Blake,
Okay.
do they get in the pistol very often?
Not we
I don't know that I've ever seen. Well, I mean, not in a long time.
Yeah, we used to run it very, very rarely, and honestly, we kind of found ourselves it being a tell for us back in the day of that we ran bootleg off of it almost every time.
Okay.
But no, I think Coach Thrash has incorporated a lot more of just normal plays at a pistol. Yeah.
So fourth down here for the Bruins, 4th and about 8. Sabota's going to roll out. Throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. Another turnover on downs.
Yeah, and you hear the coaching staff asking or pleading for him to find Bryce Gittens down the left sideline, down the PA sideline there, was running free on a streak route, but wasn't the first thing William was looking at.
I don't know. Y'all can tell me your thoughts on this. I feel like a lot of this is timing, too. Of course, the out routes, like that's been an issue with the 2 pick sixes, but this is talked about at the top of the show there, top of the broadcast. This is really just this game and the next two in particular are really just about learning because there's just so many new faces, so many new positions. And
it's always really hard for a first-year PA quarterback. There's just so much to the offense, the motions, the routes, and then you got to think about, like, once you know –
PI roofing false start penalty on the Senators.
Once you're, like, comfortable with, okay, now I know what the play is doing, how we're trying to attack it, now I have to get my timing right with my receivers. And I think even it was just kind of subtly, but after that second pick six, William went over to Bryce Gittens, who was running the out route, and kind of stopped up a little bit and came and talked to him about it, whether he liked him to stop shorter or keep going. So it's ever evolving.
Oh, a little extracurricular activities, and another PI roofing penalty flag is going to come out, and that one's going to be in favor of the Senators.
They're always going to see the last guy right there in front of the white hat.
Of course, the student section down below chanting, "You cannot do that." So after the penalty flag, it'll grant the Senators with a fresh new set of downs. So with 2:20 left to go in the first half, the Senators are marching down the field and deep in Bruin territory. That one's going to be caught. It's tackled just around the maybe 13-yard line. As they weren't before, the Senators are now in the Caldwell Toyota red zone.
Yeah, and that's Frampton again, who just had the pick six, came back with a little slant route. And if I'm Robinson here, just getting to the 2 minutes, let's see who calls this timeout. I think PA. Yeah, PA's thinking we're trying to get the ball back a little bit. So I was thinking Robinson is probably going to try and slow it down a little bit and get this thing under a minute before they score a touchdown. Obviously, you want to get the touchdown regardless of how you get there. But ideally, if you could take some of this time off from the PA offense coming back, that would be ideal.
Of course, while we do have a break in the action, I do want to take a moment to thank everybody for tuning in to some Pulaski Academy Bruins football on the PA Live and National State Sports Networks.
I already got one text from a former PA coworker saying, "Love you guys, the
awesome
new guys." So, yep. And I was talking down there to Coach Thrash, and he said, man, around the whole community this week, they love the benefit game. And obviously you guys were kind of trial running with some of the graphics and some of the transitions and stuff that Will came up with. But, man, I am really excited about the whole production side of this. We got the score bug looking great, the ads on there.
None of it's possible without Will Watkins, our fantastic producer down below us.
No question.
So we go 2nd and 3 here. Caldwell Toyota red zone. They just throw it. Guess he dropped it or forgot it in the locker room because that one's going to be incomplete. Do believe it may have just been just behind him.
And that was good for PA defense, getting stop the clock right there, save a timeout, bring up 3rd and 3.
What a stop this would be for the Bruins if they could hold Robinson to 0 points here on this drive.
Yeah, 3rd time, right, Kyle? 3rd time in the red zone now.
3rd time, yeah. And then
we've gotten 2 stops out of it so far.
They've got Jackson Hampton, the linebacker, as a H-back here.
And moving that H-back around. Maybe they see a weakness on this right side. How's he going to throw it?
Sampson's going to throw it towards the sideline. He's going to get hit hard, and he dropped it.
Nice.
Referee signaling incomplete.
Was that Hartford low?
I think that was low.
Man.
Great job coming up.
Low just laid the boom.
And that's a huge play. Obviously, incomplete pass, but it brings up 4th down, stops the clock. Wow.
I believe they're going to bring on the field goal unit. I'd love to see our field cam and see if he got the incompletion, see where exactly the ball came out. But nonetheless, what a turn of events it is for the Bruins, especially if they miss the field goal here. Remember, he's already missed one wide left on the opposite end of the field.
And we've sneakily been getting close to blocking some of these. I'm just going to put that out in the air.
4th and 3. Here comes the field goal. Kick is up, and the kick is down Broadway, and it's going to be good.
Well, they did get another one. It's a 2-score game now,
Yeah.
but, guys, what a stand by this defense. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. That was the concern that I had, especially with some of the big plays that they gave up last week. But defense has really kept them in this. They've done a great job.
Yeah, I've really liked what they've done, especially against those heavy sets right there on 3rd down. They've aligned properly on the front, which I know Coach Taylor's going to be very happy with, just making sure your defensive line's in their gaps, linebackers are in their gaps. Behind that, it just lining up properly oftentimes will get the offensive coordinator to think about something else. Like, there's nothing obvious to me to run at, so I'm going to throw it out on the out route and give our guy a chance, which turned into a 4th down. So, yeah, again, props to this defense. Three times in the red zone, 1 field goal off of that.
And don't forget, the Bruins did receive the ball to start tonight's ball game, so they will be kicking it off to start the second half. So they have a minute 45 to get some points on the board. You know, if not a touchdown, then maybe at least a field goal if Coach Lucas and the coaching staff decides to try the field goal if they get close enough for it.
Some confusion on the kickoff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what our troubles here are, guys.
There's no wind, so there's no Charlie Brown action going down there with the ball.
The White Hat has not started the play clock. Here he goes.
Here comes the kick. This is going to fall down at about, want to say, the 27, maybe 28-yard line. So, again, here comes the Bruin offense. They've had a couple turnovers to their credit tonight. And, guys, what do the Bruins need to do on this drive to get some points back on the board?
Score.
Hey,
I kind of walked into
I'll take that.
I kind of walked into that one.
No, I think, I mean, even some of the like we talked about on certain plays, like this guy's right here, like get it to him. It's really just about, and I don't want to say, because it's not that William hasn't been patient, but I think really just kind of making sure that you see your guys going up the sidelines. You're probably going to see maybe, a few short passes here.
I think patience is a piece of it.
1st and 10, Sabota pump fakes. Pressure coming, zips it, just can't find the receiver. Had him open for a second. It's Mason Greathouse, the intended target on that play.
Yeah, and that was a sneaky play right there. They were kind of faking a screen. All the linemen started running to this sideline towards us, and Mason kind of snuck in the middle. If that gets caught, that's a long play. I like the design.
So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Sabota's going to roll out. Keeps it himself. Room to run, and he shovels it. Levy may have caught it right before he went out of bounds.
It was almost like a no look. I don't even think he looked over at the running back.
No look and way high.
Yeah, dangerous.
I believe a 3rd down will be coming up for the Bruin offense because I don't think he got enough for the 1st down.
And to your point about though patience like that, to me as a first-year PA quarterback type of thing is like it takes some reps and some time to sit in that pocket still and find the guy you're supposed to read and make that throw. So definitely something for William to work on.
3rd and 10 coming up for the Bruins. Sabota zips it. Going to be caught. Breaks away from one. He'll be shy of the 1st down marker. A 4th down is going to be coming up for the Bruins, and looks like Coach Lucas is going to keep his offense on the field.
Gittins with another reception on that slant route.
And Hancock has been too quiet, so come on. We got to get that ball to Chase. No safety over top of him. Chase may have a streak route if he sees it.
Sabota going to call for the snap.
There it is.
Oh. Pressure coming. He throws it. Deep pass landed up there. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. He bumped into the defender, which kind of slowed him down. So turnover on downs for the Bruins offense, and Robinson's going to take over deep in Bruin territory.
And just like what we've been saying, time, that's going to come with time. At some point, hopefully in the very near future, that is going to be open. And that's the thing is it's really just missing a few here and there. And once they get that timing down, get plenty of game reps in, that'll come.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll talk to Chase a little bit. I'm sure Coach Lucas will go over to Chase here and talk with him about his hands there. I mean, he could have done a little bit better job of knocking the defender's hands down and slipping past that guy to get even more space between them to make the throw easier for William in the coming ones.
55 seconds remaining, 1st and 10. Simpson throws it over the middle, or excuse me, just zips it, and it's going to be caught. So clock's going to continue to run, and 2nd down's coming up for the Senators.
Need another one of those big defensive stands.
40 seconds remain, and a timeout's going to be called on the field. I believe they're just going to spot the ball. Second and 5 as the clock's going to continue to run here. Remember, the Senators will start the second half with the football. Simpson, pressure coming, rolls out, throws it, and that's going to be dropped, incomplete. 3rd down coming up for the Senators. 26 seconds remain in the first half.
Good pressure by the D-line there, making Simpson throw it quick. 26 seconds on the clock. Senators have 1 left, right? Yeah, 1 timeout left.
3rd and 5. Senators looking to the sideline for the play call.
Third and short earlier, they rolled Simpson out to the right.
He's going to throw a deep ball towards the end zone. Doesn't have him. Oh, yes, he does. And that's going to be caught at the sideline. Going to be in the Caldwell Toyota red zone after that play. 1st and goal coming up for the Senators.
That's Akeem Frampton again. A great route. That's the best throw from Simpson tonight.
I was thinking the same thing. That was a beautiful out route, or a flag route right there.
Dropped it in the bucket, and they have 1st and goal with 18 seconds remaining.
And if Frampton would have reached out to his left, he may have been able to sneak it over the line, but luckily went out of bounds.
So they're back in that Wildcat formation. They'll take off, wide open, path to the end zone. Touchdown, Senators. And the Senators are starting to run away with this one early in the first half.
Yeah, guys, that was just a little bit too easy. That edge just wasn't sealed off and just stepped into the end zone.
So now a 29-14 deficit faces the Bruins, and we'll get the point after touchdown attempt here, which will make it 30-14 if it is converted.
And minus maybe against Bryant last year in the playoffs. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 games that there was a big deficit, but it's been a while since PA has been in this position.
Mm-hmm. The kick is good, so now 30-14 our score. The Bruins down a bunch with 15 seconds until the first half is over.
See if we can catch up with any college scores. If my ESPN app will load.
They all knew ESPN.
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
I'm technically not supposed to say those words, I don't think, because that's actually a competitor of my main brand. But
wow.
So hopefully I won't get in trouble. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Michigan State up on Western Michigan, 23-0. Not too shocking there. Auburn up 17-10 on Baylor with just over 3 minutes left in the second.
That actually
Georgia Tech 10-7 over Colorado with just under 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Comes the kick from the special teams unit of the Senators. It's going to take a little bounce.
Ooh, that's a nasty one.
He's just going to fall down deep in Bruin territory. So here we go. 9 seconds remain in the first half. Bruins likely have 1, maybe 2 plays if they clock it correctly.
That's what I was going to ask Coach Amsler over here. Do you go for a D, or do you just kneel it and kind of lick your wounds and go to the locker room?
Me? I probably just run it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree just because it'd be different if it was maybe a tie game, or I think just with how things have gone, particularly in the second quarter, you just get to the locker room and make some adjustments.
Yeah, or, I mean, even I would be okay with some sort of screen pass to Javion or screen pass to Chase, see if they could break something loose. But with the way the protection has gone so far and Williams standing in the pocket, I don't know if I want to just have him sitting back there for 10 seconds running around.
Just a carry here. Breaks away from a couple.
We'll take that.
Yeah,
There's 9 seconds remaining.
They didn't run the clock at all. So.
Well, they put it back up to 15 seconds.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
And then they, I guess, ran it down to 9 seconds when he went out of bounds. They
Okay.
have 8 seconds now. So likely the last play now of the first half for the Bruins. Motor's just going to throw it incomplete. 3 seconds left to go on the clock. There's a chance for one more play. Likely either going to be a kneel down or he's going to show off that arm strength and throw it towards the end zone.
Yep. I don't know if I've seen Williams like deep Hail Mary type of arm strength. I don't know what he's got in the tank. I mean, he's a pitcher, so he probably has some sort of sling to it.
A timeout by the Bruins. 3 seconds left, and don't go anywhere at halftime. We got a magnificent band waiting to perform. Of course, we'll have all the audio from that, and we'll come back after that.
Yep, we support the bands here at the Natural State Sports Network on PA Live. Or I guess PA Live, courtesy of the Natural State Sports Network.
Well, 3 seconds left. Of course, going into the halftime, of course, we're going to have Blake and Kyle is going to have their takes on the first half. I'm not going to have any take because I'm a play-by-play guy. But, I mean, I'm excited to hear what these two fellas have to say about the first half. Don't forget
your opinion counts too. You can.
And the play-by-play guy. That's not my job. I'm here to cover the who, what, and where.
Okay.
You two cover the why and how. Professor at A-State, Dustin Sullivan, taught me that.
Empty said, I'm going to guess. Maybe they'll throw it deep, but I'm going to guess he just kneels it.
Last play of the first half. Waiting the snap from Svoboda. Excuse me.
Oh, he's throwing.
He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's just going to get sacked from behind, and his lid comes off. But that's how the first half concludes. As we go to the halftime break, our score is Senators 30, Bruins 14. We'll be right back after the band performances. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching PA Live in the Natural State Sports Network for some Pulaski Academy football.
As a family, the community's given a lot to us, so it's our opportunity to give back. And one way I do that is by coaching these boys. I love watching them learn. I love sitting in the huddle with them and watching them go out and do what it is that we've been working on. The boys have to learn how to work as a group and work as a team to win the game. It's the same thing at the dealership. It takes everybody every day to service the community.
It's better at Vail.
Arkansas. At Bale Chevy, we heard you loud and clear. You asked for it, and now it's back. Drive new every 2. That's right, only at Bale can you drive a brand new Chevy every 2 years. Just pick one out, drive it for 2 years, then trade it in for a new model or walk away owing nothing. Drive new every 2. Just another reason it's better at Bale. Come see us today or shop BaleChevrolet.com.
And welcome back to the Ackles Carpet One Floor and Home halftime show. Tristan Harlen here with former O-line coach Blake Amsler and the always amazing Kyle Sutherland. And guys, 30 to 14 going into the second half. What are your thoughts on the first half, and what does PA need to do to improve for the second half?
Well, they got to stop donating points for one. You can think 2 pick sixes and a kickoff return for 21 or 22 of those points right there. So realistically, the defense has played pretty well, like we talked about a little bit, fighting in the red zone, even when their back was against the wall. One drive started on the 15. Another one, I think, was around the 40 or 35 or so. So they've defended some short fields. It's really just, I'd love to know how many offensive plays we ran right there. We had to have run 60-plus plays probably in the first half. So really it's more to me, it's the offense getting in a better rhythm and not giving up those huge negatives.
Yeah, it just goes back to time, and it's crazy that we've been talking about timing for the offense so much. I got 2 texts that while we were on break there, just a second ago, that basically said what we have been saying, that they're going to be fine, but it's just you got to get this timing down, and that will come with reps. But as you said, Blake, a lot of credit to the defense. They've had 3 red zone type situations and have only given up 3 points out of that. Of course, Robinson had the missed field goal on 1, so. All in all, you see a lot of really good things, but also just a lot of first game type stuff that you're going to have to clean up.
Of course, looking ahead for the Bruins, sorry for cutting you off,
You're
Blake,
good.
Of course, they will kick the ball off to start the second half, but looking ahead on the schedule, next week they have a bye week, then they go to West Monroe to play West Monroe, Louisiana, then Highland Park in Dallas, and then, of course, they come back home to open up conference play against North Little Rock, and that game's on a Thursday.
Yeah, so we don't get a home game until – I know this isn't necessarily a road trip. It's more just like a cross-street trip, I guess you could say. But, yeah, the trips to West Monroe, which PA is not it's not uncharted territory for them to go play out of state, or certainly to play out of state teams, but even travel. And so getting that kind of competition, I know this is going to be a homecoming for Coach Lucas going back to Louisiana, and then you get a great Highland Park team that went to the state championship in Class 5A last year in Texas.
Speaking of North Little Rock, I was looking through some of the Fearless scores just a minute ago, and it kind of shocked me a little bit. North Little Rock is down to Rogers 21-3, which Rogers has had a couple good years, and they're kind of on the come up, but I kind of expected North Little Rock to start a little more fiery than that.
I think North Little Rock has nowhere to go but up, going 0-10 last year, but I think they are definitely going – they're probably hopefully Coach Bolding to hear me say this, maybe about 5 to 6 wins, I would say, is probably, at least right now, is their maximum, just because a lot of it, too, you got to come in and make these kids believe that they can win again. And
absolutely.
When Coach Bolding took over the first time in 2007, he took over an 8-win team as opposed to a winless squad.
Yeah,
so
that is a difference.
It is, which when he got to Parkview, they weren't in great conditions either, and they won 3 consecutive state championships under him. So, we'll get that one on a Thursday night as the home opener for the Bruins was that September 25th.
Kind of flipping through a couple other scores here. Greenwood and Bentonville West knotted up at 28 in the third quarter. That would be –
I'll tell you guys, Greenwood is the favorite in 6A until somebody says otherwise. I will say, somebody asked for one of my hot takes earlier. I can't remember if it was in our group chat. I will say that Greenwood is my favorite for 6A, but they're not the hands down. I wouldn't say that right now. They lost about 9 or 10 on defense. Of course, you still got Kane Archer that is an unbelievable quarterback, and Champ Davis at wide receiver, but – yeah, they've got a lot of questions to answer on defense as Greenwood. Yeah,
and Bentonville West has been playing really well the last couple of years also. Surprising one that kind of stood out to me, I don't know the status of Oklahoma Broken Arrow, but Springdale Harbor up 14-0 against Broken Arrow, which I think I remember us, PA, playing in a team camp in Greenwood against Broken Arrow. They were there a few years back. And they were just gigantic, and I can't imagine they've fallen off that hard, but Harbor's been kind of down the last 4 or 5 years, and so to see them be up 14-0, that's kind of an interesting score to me.
Yeah, that'd be a big first win for them. Of course, they got a brand-new coach. Joe Adams, the former Razorback legend, is on that staff as well. They've got an entirely new coaching staff there. So that would be a big one. You talk about Rogers a second ago. That's kind of my dark horse, I would say, in the 7A West. Jeff Regan, their quarterback, my word. You talk about
he put
an
up some stats last year.
Player.
Yeah, they did. Like you said earlier, Conway's now kind of continuing that. Conway up 28-21 over Jonesboro, so that's still a good game. Lakeside kind of beating up on Lake Hamilton a little bit.
Lakeside, what a job Coach Rockwell has done there. When he took that program over, which, of course, he was an assistant, kind of like what we've seen with these two coaches, got promoted from within to head coach. And that program, I mean, it was in bad shape. 2-8 in 2022, and then they shocked a lot of people in 2023. Then they went on that really deep playoff run last season with a couple of comeback victories. So along with the Joe T. Robinson Senators that we have in this game, Lakeside, one of the 5A favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, circling back towards our game, I'm trying to think of if I'm the offensive coordinator, if I'm the offensive coaches, what am I looking for? I've got to find ways to get Chase Hancock the ball. Yeah. I mean, he may have had one or two short catches on just some curl routes, but how can I get him a ball while he's moving, whether that's a crossing route and getting him out in front of it or a streak like we almost hit for a big one. Find a way to get Chase Hancock the ball while he's on the move, not stopped on a curl route. Again, we've given Javion plenty of touches, and I'm sure we'll see more of those. Bryce has got to have. I mean, we don't have stats live, but Bryce has got to have 6, 7, 8 catches.
Yeah,
probably.
That's what I was going to feed off of that and say that Hancock or some other receiver is certainly due, just because you would think that they're going to have somebody on Gittins with how involved that he's been.
Yeah.
Of course, Robinson getting fired up to start the second half to some swag surfing. Almost every Phil high school and college has played that song at some point in the Mid-South and in the Central Arkansas area. As we get ready to start the second half, remember the Senators do start with the ball as Pulaski Academy got the ball to start the game, and of course, which led to the first pick six thrown by quarterback William Svoboda. We want to take another second to thank everybody for tuning in on the PA Live and Natural State Sports Networks. Of course, all of our friends from across our own networks and our friends at the Robinson Sports Networks just directly below us.
I had a Salt Bowl halftime score earlier that I was telling you guys right as we went to break. I think it was 19-3. Yeah, it's 19-3 at the end of the first half. Well, that was a while ago, but Bryant leads the Panthers 19-3. So that game last year, of course, what is it, the last 12 years, Bryant has won that game. They tied in 2014, and Bryant's won it every year since then. But last year, it was only about a 10-point Bryant lead at halftime, and then they ran away with it. And that's kind of been, really over the last 2 years in particular, been a little bit competitive, but then Bryant typically runs away in the second half, so we'll see if there's a different outcome in that one between those two Saline County foes.
You probably know this way better than I do, but did Bryant from last year lose a lot of – I think a lot of the running backs were gone?
They did lose 2 running backs. They lost Daniel Anderson that's at Northwestern, and then Myron Thrash that's at Ouachita Baptist. But, of course, they got T.J. Hodges that came down from Mark Tree, a 4-star prospect.
Oh, gosh.
Zach Curtis Jones that was in that. They love those 3-headed monster rotations.
Man, I remember that last year.
And they've got another one this year.
Every game, every broadcast we did at Bryant last year was just like, this running back goes off for 20 yards, and then it's like brand new running back. You're like, well, he looks the exact same.
Yeah. They keep him fresh, and when you got a big offensive line blocking for them, I think good things are going to happen.
Well, one way to stop that is getting hard hits, and, we've already seen a lot of great defensive hits, and, it may be a candidate for the Kaufman Lumber hit of the game. Never know.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll bring even more. Landon O'Donnell teeing it up for another onside kick.
So here
And that play clock's running. Yeah. Come on, Landon. 4 seconds. I don't think he knows that it's rolling. Maybe they do. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Play game. Against the kicking team. There's a 5-yard penalty for a free kick.
And that was actually number 73, Gervin Donaher, that was going to kind of alternate kick there to the short side.
A little bit of a confusion there to start the second half.
Yeah, Landon looking over at the sideline, trying to figure out what the coaches were wanting to do there. There we go.
The second half has officially started.
Ooh.
And they had a chance for the second, but I believe the kick may have went out of bounds. Or no, they did recover.
I guess he did grab it. That was smooth. It was a smooth grab.
So here comes the Senator offense. Of course, you see it on your screen, down up 30-14. And, I mean, of course, we saw what a great throw from Reese Simpson late in the first half. And now that he's seen one go in, I was talking to the color commentator for the Robinson Sports Network, Will Stafford, during halftime, and he said that once he saw one go in, I'm sure he's going to get another. So I'm excited to see how the Bruins defense translates it to the second half. Sends a man in motion, hands the ball off. Going to be wrapped up, not going anywhere that time. That was TJ Logan, the first Bruin to get to the backfield to stop that play.
He was shot out of a cannon off that edge.
Yeah, it's really encouraging from the defensive perspective when the ball is ran to the opposite side and you're the outside linebacker on the other side and you still are making a ton of plays from that backside.
So 2nd and 9 after the 1 yard gain. Defense is going to adjust with the check. Hand the ball off. He's going to get hit hard.
Again, TJ from the edge. Oh, and they're calling ball out maybe.
And that may be another one that's up for the Kaufman Lumber hit of the game.
Oh, TJ's heating up, boys.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I guess they're calling the running back down there, so it's still a 3rd and 10 coming up.
Lost one after the tackle by Logan deep in the backfield.
You would think, if you ran away from TJ and he made the play, the comeback to that would not be running right at him.
So 3rd and 10. 2 receivers out right. Simpson's just going to float it.
Ooh, nice.
And he falls right down after the catch. To Brayshawn Cunningham with the reception. And 4th down's coming up for the Senator offense, and looks like they're bringing the punt unit on the field.
And that was actually probably a lucky play by PA a little bit because they brought Logan off the edge again, and Robinson actually had a decent play called up. They lobbed it over top of him and actually got the ball to the running back, but luckily he kind of slipped and fell down before he had any steam to build up.
So punting unit is on the field for the Senators. They don't have a man deep to return this one. Likely hoping it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. High snap. There's the punt. It's going to bounce and get down at about the 6-yard line. So here comes the Bruin offense. Of course, the first half they put points on the board, but they also struggled in the turnover margin.
We put points on the board for both sides.
Yeah, I'm with Blake. You got to find ways to get Hancock the ball. We saw, I keep going back to the scrimmage, and I say all the time, you take anything you see in those games with a grain of salt. But anytime that he had any kind of space, he did something with it.
Yeah, and from the moment he moved up last year as a freshman, immediate impact. I mean, he was running crisp routes, double move routes, and getting open really quickly.
1st and 10 from their own 7. Pulaski Academy down a bunch. So sends a man in motion. Going to hand the ball off, and he runs into him, but bursts of speed up the middle. He's still on his feet. He's going to break away from one before he's brought down past the 30-yard line, possibly going to be spotted down at the 33. 1st down for the Bruins, and that is a big play that Pulaski Academy needed to start the second half.
And what an explosive run there by Walker. It kind of looked like that there was a little bit of confusion there on the handoff, and it could have been a disastrous play, but, man, what a way to turn that into something.
1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to Walker once again. That time, Walker not going to go anywhere, swallowed up in the backfield before he could evade from the defensive pressure. 2nd down coming up for the Bruins. I believe Everett Smith was the one that was credited with the tackle. sends a man in motion. Take the snap, fakes the handoff, pitches it.
There's Hancock.
Hancock gets away from one. A flag's going to come out. Not exactly sure what area it was thrown, but we're going to have another PI roofing penalty flag on the field.
I think they're going to get a hold.
And Chase a little slow to get up. God, that's not what we need.
Hancock still down on the turf. I believe he may just be cramping.
Oh, yeah, I hope so. But that was, kind of to our point, that was a creative way to get him the ball with a lot of space there. Unlucky on the hold, obviously, but
still on the turf, and hope he's going to be okay.
And there, I think it was a cramp, hopefully, because he's already up. And
yeah, he looks all right.
Just get some pickle juice and be all right. For those that don't know, about a half glass of pickle juice, if you're dehydrated, works wonders.
Oh, yeah. And I remember our former athletic trainer, obviously now Nate Mooney at the helm, but Todd Ross was our former athletic trainer. He always brought a bag of Lay's potato chips, just plain yellow Lay's potato chips to get rid of some of those cramps.
So after the penalty, looks like it'll be second and about 19 for the Bruins, and hopefully we can see a big play here. Correction, it'll be second and 20. So the scoreboard to our left was updated, as I said, second and 19. Spoto going to roll out, pump fakes, throws it off his back foot. That's going to be incomplete. Just couldn't find his target. I believe that was Mitchell, the intended receiver. So third and about a country mile coming up for the Bruins.
Mitchell's going to get his time. Between the turf monster, even dating back to Jonesboro, getting him a couple of times, of course it was really wet from it raining all day, or maybe just the ball being out of reach, whatever the case may be, once he does get his opportunities, he's going to really make some electrifying plays.
Third and 20, Sabota's going to fake the handoff, rolls out, pressure coming. He throws it up the sideline. And another pass overthrown, incomplete. Fourth down coming up for the Bruins.
He was slow to get up. Sabota's taking some hits, and he's popped right back up. You got to really credit the toughness, but it's starting to wear.
Really good coverage downfield. I can't see the number because of the black on gray, but really good coverage there by the cornerback and good pressure up front from the Robinson defensive line.
The punting unit will trot onto the field for the first time here tonight for the Bruins.
Number 73, on to kick the ball away for the Bruins.
73 is on the punt for the Bruins.
I don't think I remember the last time I've seen a legitimate punt formation for PA.
Almost hit the punter as Robinson was trying to block the punt, and that one's going to get a great bounce for the Pulaski Academy defense, and it'll be down at about the 30-yard line. We have a little bit of a break in the action. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Pulaski Academy football on the PA Live and Natural State Sports Network.
Yeah, Blake, I've followed and watched a lot of PA football in my time. Not as much as you, but I have seen a lot of it, and I think that is actually the first time I've seen them punt ever.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely punted just out of like a deep shotgun type of thing, but that formation right there with an actual punt formation, oh, man, it has probably been 20-plus years.
Of course, if Coach Kelly kind of tongue-in-cheek will correct people, I'm not the coach who never punts.
Right.
But
just very, very,
one thing
very
he
rarely.
said to me back during his PA days.
Only when the stats tell you to.
First and 10 after the punt by the special teams unit of the Bruins. Simpson's going to fake the handoff, roll out, throw it, and that's going to be incomplete. No flags on the field. Second down coming up for the Senators.
Yeah, those receivers were kind of right in the same area. I don't know if they both ran the proper routes or not, but there was almost a collision with all the defenders covering and the receivers running. There was 4 guys all in the same area.
So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Simpson's going to drop back, pressure coming, throws a deep shot over the middle. That's going to be deflected, incomplete.
Oh, wow.
Try to get a second gasp for the catch, but that's number 21, Colin Neal, the sophomore, on the deflection.
Great one-on-one coverage. I mean, that is no easy task going one-on-one with Hakeem Frampton, as we have seen in this game. He's got a pick six and a near touchdown, so great defensive play there.
Yeah, and to even to your point about Frampton, like, great defensive play. The guy still dove and almost made the play anyways.
So after the deflection, 3rd down coming up for the Senators. Gore still up 30-14. The Bruins need to stop here.
We got a safety over Frampton this time.
Going to throw it, and that's going to be caught. Breaks away from 1, tries to break away from 2, and they'll finally say the forward progress was stopped, and that's going to be enough for another Senators first down.
Josiah Warrior-Benson, really big-bodied receiver.
Yeah, and I don't think Coach Jones is going to be happy with that one. Yeah, you see Neal getting taken off. It was, third and 10, and just right on the sticks, turned around. Just way too easy. You got to know where the sticks are and be aggressive with him on those 10-yard routes right there.
So after the play by the Senators, 1st and 10, as they are still in their own territory, but they're knocking on the door of the Bruins territory. When it calls for the snap, they're going to hand it off here, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped shy of the 50-yard line. Deuce was on the carry. We'll bring up a 2nd down. Possibly about a 2nd and 6, maybe 2nd and 8. Play's going to be changed at the line. Sampson drops back, throws a deep ball up there, incomplete, no flags.
Beautiful coverage there. That's not going to go down as a pass deflection, but J. Ricks Abernathy, number 5 down here, perfectly played right in his hip pocket the whole time. Another person I've been watching the last couple plays is number 99, B.J. Mitchell, the freshman that we talked about a little bit, but, man, he doesn't look like a freshman out there, I'll tell you that.
When we saw him last week, I figured it was just maybe like a sophomore or junior that didn't play as much last year as is the case with many of these players. But then I looked at the roster, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he should be playing junior high right now. And
right.
Now he's going to be playing in the 7A Central.
Yeah, he's got some big old legs and looks like he's got strong upper body as well.
3rd and 8, they're going to hand it off around the outside, still on his feet, has room to run, has a burst of speed, breaks it to the second level of the defenders, the 20, and he gets brought down just past the 20-yard line, possibly going to be spotted at the 15. That's a huge play and a first down for the Senators.
Probably the fastest person on the field was Frampton. I mean, just as soon as he gets that ball, and it looks like we got maybe a cramp here.
Yeah, and another touchdown-saving tackle there from Max Allison to drop him. But again, the defense lost the edge there, lost contain, and that is going to set Coach Taylor off with a defensive end or a linebacker, whoever it was that had contain, losing that. That's like the number one point of emphasis on the PA defense is keep everything contained.
So they are in the Caldwell Toyota red zone.
Yeah, I think that's hopefully just a cramp too by the looks of things. That is Deuce Williams, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, man, those are tough to see, but yeah, it does look like
well,
it too.
He's been out there for, so much, so it's kind of expected, I would say, especially with the 2A players, or the two-way players, not 2A, two-way.
Yep.
6:35 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Senators driving down the field, the Caldwell Toyota red zone. Going to hand the ball off. Right on the left side, he's going to get brought down. I believe he may have ran into his own offensive lineman, but there's another Bruin on the turf in pain.
Yeah, he took a shot. Can't tell what number that is just yet. 29 maybe?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Look at that.
28, 29?
Is that Raheem Jackson? It's either Brylan or Raheem.
Yeah, maybe Brylan.
Yeah, I think that was Brylan Ussery.
But still, I mean, hey, props to the PA run defense so far. Again, that was kind of a long stretch play that they got good penetration on for a no gain.
Oh. Flag's going to be thrown. I believe they may have got the receiver for a false start. PI Roofing false start penalty flag there.
Oh, Greenwood is currently losing to Bentonville West 31-20. Man, we got a shootout going there. I think that's at Greenwood at Smith Robinson Stadium.
So 2nd and 15 here for the Senators offense. Drops back, throws a deep shot to the end zone, an open man, incomplete, just a hair too far. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Senators.
That was Warrior Benson there. It got the first down a few plays ago. If he would have just stretched out, I mean, with his, he's about 6'5", 6'6", so he stretches out a little bit more. He's probably got a touchdown.
Yeah, and PA had 2 defenders on him. They bumped a linebacker out to cover him, and they had the corner there and just blazed right by both.
So 3rd and 15 after the incompletion that would have gave Robinson 6. 5:46 left to go in the 3rd quarter of play. Robinson trying to make this deficit a lot larger with this play here. They fake the handoff. Simpson backpedals, throws it across body. That's going to be caught. Room to run. 10-5 touchdown. Give Robinson 6 more.
Bryson Cunningham, running back that talking about 3-headed monsters. That's one of him, Deuce Williams, and then of course also too the one that we haven't talked about, Tank Reese, a 4-year starter, mostly at linebacker, but also plays some running back. They're wanting Bryson to really take that next step because you look at Williams and then you look at Reese, and they're both two-way players, and plays like that will get you more touches.
Down 3 scores. We're going to see the PAT here. Almost blocked. It's up. I believe it's good. So now a 37-14 lead for the Senators. And guys, how are we feeling?
That was a tough one right there.
Yeah. What was I don't know when was the last time PA scored in the first? So it's been a while since they've gotten close.
Those 2nd and 3rd drives, right? They threw the pick 6 first drive, 2nd and 3rd drive. I think they scored, and nothing since.
So Robinson done a very good job. Well, we got a break in the action. Let's tell you about our Caldwell Toyota Pulaski Academy Core Value Student of the Week. Congratulations to Elizabeth Lindell. Elizabeth's tennis coach, Todd Dunn, praises Elizabeth as a true Renaissance woman who plays tennis and excels at science and math. Elizabeth has won many awards for her artwork, and her teacher, Ms. Kinder, notes that she is hardworking and dedicated. Students and faculty alike praise Elizabeth for her kindness and her boundless curiosity. Congratulations, Elizabeth Lindell, for embodying values we cherish.
The kick is just going to be returnable, but it'll kneel it down. So here comes the Bruins offense once again. Not exactly the way you wanted to start the season if you're William Sobota, but he still had a great game, a good game nonetheless.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I know we sound like a broken record, but a lot of this stuff, now granted, and I think that this was something that they knew that PA was going to, kind of like what we talked about in the first half, was you're going to have those sprint out plays and roll out, and, maybe he is better out of the pocket, but it's a lot of this really just comes down to this is the first time that they're really getting true game reps against a really good team.
1st and 10 from their own 32. Boda's going to hand it off up the middle, has room to run. I believe that's Walker with the carry. Got about 9. Be 2nd and about 1 if they spotted him the way I think they're going to spot him.
Number 10, Jackson Redmond. Brings up 2nd and 1 for PA.
So 2nd and 1 after the carry. Spoda's going to fake the handoff, but they're giving a end-around play. Has room to run up the sideline. Still on his feet. He'll be forced out of bounds just shy of the 50. That's number 9, Bryce Gittins, on the carry.
He's been a little quiet. Of course, I guess they've only had one drive other than this one, but first touch of the second half, if I'm not mistaken, for Gittins after a big first half.
Yeah, another person I see coming out there now, Max Conine, big body receiver that we haven't seen getting a catch, I don't think, tonight at all. Which, I mean, hey, if you can get him on a short route, easy catch, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Handoff once again, breaks away from one, tries to break away from another, still on his feet. He'll get maybe 5, if not 4 on that play.
Number 6,
Javion Walker on the play, and looks to be shaken up.
I think there's a Senator down on the bottom of that pile.
Walker limping towards the sideline, but there's also a Senator that is injured on the field, and now it seems like the Bruins offense is starting to rely more on Walker.
I don't, you never want to speculate, but I think especially since he's running on it now, I think it looked like his calf was cramping. So most of these have been that, and let's hope this is the case with Robinson too. And I feel weird saying let's hope it's because cramps are awful. They're like one of the worst things ever, but they're easily curable.
Yeah, you'll be back next week after a cramp.
Those are the worst, like when you're sitting down under a table, and you have to be quiet in a certain setting, and you're just like, ah!
So true.
So after the injury timeout, it'll be 2nd and 5 here for the offense.
As we resume play, it'll be 2nd and 5 for PA.
The Bruins are trying to march down the field. Spoda sends a man in motion. Calls to the snap, drops back, looks, steps up, had a man for a moment. A flag's going to come out, and he just throws it. Almost intercepted, but it'll hit the turf. A PI roofing penalty flag was thrown in the area of holding, so we'll see what the white hat says here.
There really wasn't a whole lot more you could have asked for from your offensive line right there. They gave him great time, but just ran out of it.
So it is a hold on the offense, so instead of it being a 3rd and 5, it'll be 2nd and 15. Of course, the Robinson student section is letting the PA Bruins know that they cannot do that. So 2nd and 15 after the penalty flag. Spoda sends Gittins in motion. He's going to hand it off up the middle, but he'll be wrapped up and dropped before he could go anywhere.
Yeah, great tackle there from the backside. But again, that's one of those that the quarterback is technically probably supposed to be reading on the backside, and William probably has the green light to pull that. But nonetheless, a great play by that defensive end.
So it'll be 3rd and 16 here. Spoda's going to roll out, has time, throws it off his back foot. It'll be caught, jukes away from one, still on his feet. He'll be forced out of bounds. Didn't have enough for the first, but he turns a 4th and forever into a 4th and manageable.
Yeah, there's some of the good moves we know Rashawn has.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be about 4th, and I want to say timeout's going to be called. Be 4th and about maybe 5 looking at the spot, or maybe more.
Yeah, a little longer, but yeah, 4th down. Robinson calls the timeout. You saw PA trying to get up to the line really quickly there and get another play in.
We have a moment. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the PA Live and Natural State Sports Network. Tristan Harlen here with Blake Amsler and Kyle Sutherland. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. And, to our friends below on the Robinson Sports Network, Will Stafford and Chris Gay, hope those guys down there are having a good broadcast.
I think they're having a good time.
Oh, I'm sure. Of course, don't forget the Bruins are off next week, and then after that, they hit the road to travel to West Monroe, Louisiana, to play their 2nd of 3 road games to start their 2025 campaign.
I'm looking forward to those road trips. We had a blast when we went to Melissa, Texas for the Parkview game last year. It's just football's just different. I know we're going to Louisiana next, which Louisiana is obviously a massive football state, but guys, it's just different in Texas. I lived there for 3 years, and then we covered that one last year. Those stadiums down there are
the Highland Park
crazy.
Stadium is awesome.
Yeah.
4th and 7 coming up for the Bruins. 4th down's huge for the offense. So it calls for the snap, rolls out, pressure coming, has got to get rid of it. He has nowhere to go. He's still on his feet. He evades pressure for the moment. Big time block still going, has room to run, tries to get away, and he may have gotten enough for the first down.
I think he might be
right
a
on the
yard.
line.
It's like, if it's it might not even be a yard, but golly, that's close. Yeah, I think they're going to mark it just a little bit short.
Yeah, I was with you. I think my first thought was a little short, but that spot I feel like is pretty good for us, though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Man, the great play. I mean, Svoboda's just we've seen him get up slow a few different times. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least measure it. He just instantly gave it to Robinson. I think he is going to measure it now.
Yeah.
But
But
that white hat just swung it to Robinson.
you got to give all the credit in the world to William on that one, just because we've seen him get up slow a few different times just from some of the hits he's taken, but just didn't give up on that play. But it was short.
Yeah,
it definitely was.
It does look short.
And here comes the chain gain to measure it.
No, that's the right call.
Yep.
So after the turnover on downs, 37-14 is the score. Of course, a score here by the Senators would
Yeah, not be good.
First and 10. The man in motion hands the ball off up the middle. He dropped just past the 50. Second down coming up for the Senators.
Taking down the number 28, Zach Bush. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Senators.
So 2nd and 2 coming up after the first down play. To the sideline for the play call. Time winding down. 3:25 left to go in the third quarter of play.
Yeah, and as expected, Robinson's really about to slow this down. Take their time, let this play clock run down. Already at 12 seconds, they'll probably let it go all the way down.
They hand the ball off up the middle. Still on his feet. He'll be wrapped up. It'll have enough for the first down.
Yeah, Bryson Cunningham just hit the hole really hard again. They're getting him more involved after he scored that last touchdown. And he is down now.
Yeah, this may look a little more serious than the cramp.
I was just thinking the same thing.
He was reaching for his shoulder. The ref was kind of helping him with his shoulder a little bit, it looked like. But, yeah, like you said, a really hard run through the hole. But, gosh, you hate to see that.
And that's if he can't go for whatever reason, that's tough on. I mean, they're obviously Robinson is in control right now, but talked about on that last drive how their other two running backs are really good, and Deuce Williams and Tank Reese, but they're also stars on the defensive side. So
yeah. You got to think of the long-term effects of it game after game.
But hopefully just a little shaken up, maybe a stinger, and he'll be all right.
I'm sure as we get a shot there of the PA defensive coaches talking to the squad, I'm sure they're still going to probably emphasize the fundamentals of tackling and whatnot, but they're also going to be talking about punching at that ball a little bit and see if you can create something to give us a chance to get back in this thing.
Took a pause for the injury timeout.
And he's walking off under his own power. That's good to see.
Of course, the Bruins unveiling some newer uniforms here tonight. They look pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're brand new this year, and I really like they kind of have a bear crawl on the shoulder, blue and gold. Looks really nice.
So 1st and 10 with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. He's going to call for the snap, hand it off up the middle, runs into a brick wall, and his lid will come off.
Got to come out of play.
Man, Jackson Redmond at the H-back spot. I know that it ended up well for the defense, but he just laid a licking of a block. Deke Leader.
Another one that can possibly be the Kaufman Lumber hit of the game.
Yes.
Robinson taking their time. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third.
2nd and 11. Someone's going to call for the snap, drops back, throws a deep pass, has an open man, but he couldn't connect. Incomplete.
Ooh, got lucky on that one. The corner fell down. Safety was a little slow getting over the top. There was a lot of space there.
Yeah, Frampton got that one. As our man Steve Henson says, you'd be giving him 6 on that one.
Old Steve Henson, the voice of the Maumelle Hornets on the Hornet Sports Network. So 3rd and 11, 2 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in this one. Or in the third quarter, I should say. Simpson drops back, throws another one, and that's going to be incomplete on the sideline. And Jay Riggs was the one that broke that one up. So 4th down coming up for the Senators. Excuse me.
Coach Updegrove for Robinson is pleading his case to the official on the sideline there, thinking that was pass interference. It was very aggressive play, but I thought that was a good no call.
.206 left to go in the third quarter. Robinson will punt this one back to PA. High punt, going to be
nice.
Down deep in Bruin territory. So here comes the Bruin offense once again.
Well, it turns out that Bryant did run away with the Salt Bowl. They beat the Benton Panthers 40-10.
Yeah.
That one, of course, has moved away from War Memorial. I had a lot of changes in that game. It used to be on Saturday at War Memorial Stadium. Last year they moved it to Friday, which was the reason I couldn't be at this game because I was calling that. And now they're back to home and home. So next year it'll be at Hornet Stadium.
Yeah, that does feel weird. I don't know. I'm not sure what the logistics or the
I know the reasons, but
okay.
I won't say them on here. But
Right.
I mean, it's nothing bad necessarily. Just, of course, everything comes down to financial
Opinions
stuff
and
well, financial stuff. But
Steps up to the pocket. He's going to get dropped down. And we're going to wait to see if they're going to say he was in the end zone for a safety, but I believe he was stopped at the 1.
Yeah, they're going to generously put him on the 1 with some forward progress. This Robinson defensive line now just obviously, down 3 scores, just got free reign to rush that passer.
oh, we've got the sophomore quarterback in, Aaron Orgel.
We're going to hand the ball off, has room to run, tries to break away, but it'll get hit in the leg. So 3rd down coming up for the Bruins.
And I like this that they're mixing it up a little bit. And I'm careful how I say it because Orgel's got maybe a better downfield throw. Like Sabota has more, he's a pitcher and all that. With Orgel, I feel like you can maybe try to get the ball into deep throws a little bit more, particularly in this position.
Yeah, and I think as Robinson takes the time out here, I think in talking to some of the coaches, early on in the early winter, just after the season, they were actually really pretty confident in Aaron and really thought hey, he may be able to be that sophomore starter and we could leave William at receiver. But I do know it was still a tough decision as they did make the decision to move William to quarterback. But, yeah, I think they have a lot of confidence, Aaron, to, like you said, throw the ball downfield. And he's been in the offense, in the junior high offense for many years. So he knows the system well enough to get out here and make some plays.
And it can't hurt to mix it up. As we talked about, it's been, since the first quarter that the Bruins last scored. So really just trying to mix some things up on offense.
So here we go. We return to the playing field after the timeout. 3rd and 12. 57 seconds remain in the third quarter.
Also a score update from another one of our network friends. The Mills Comets up 28-9 at the end of the third on Osceola.
Third and 12. Sophomore quarterback bobbles the snap, and it's in the end zone. He's got to get out of it, but he won't, and that's going to be a safety.
And that's the chance that you do take
Yeah.
is it's a sophomore quarterback in his first varsity game. Of course, did get some time in the scrimmage against Jonesboro in the fourth quarter, but that is the risk that you take there. It's a big moment. You're down a good bit.
Yeah, I didn't get a good eye on the snap if that was high or
I
he
think
just
it
bobbled
was
it, just right in his hands. Yeah.
That makes the score Robinson 39.
39-14 the score after the safety. And I don't think anybody predicted this game was going to go this way.
No, maybe just more so the deficit than anything, but this really with this Robinson team last year, and we've seen so many. I mean, you think back to 2021. I mean, PA just blew their doors off in 2021 at this stadium. Then Robinson goes. This is when they were still in 4A. They win 14 in a row, win the 4A state championship, beat a team in Shiloh Christian that many considered the heavy favorite all year. Mm-hmm. So maybe, the roles could be – and this game's not over. Of course, we still got a whole nother quarter to play. So I say all that to say that regardless of the outcome for either one of these teams, good or bad, it's really just more of a learning lesson. That's why they continue to play each other, because they know that they're going to get good looks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I always say – If anyone's going to make a comeback, it's going to be PA with a onside score type of scenario to get you back in the game really, really quickly. But again, they have built themselves definitely a hole here.
Well, was that Madison Ridgeland a couple years ago that they were down big and they kicked the field goal away? It was a game a couple years that they were down really big.
It was.
Can't ever count the Bruins out.
Yeah, I think they were down 14 near the fourth quarter.
Oh.
Ball went straight out of bounds, so that's going to be a penalty, I thought, but I don't see a flag.
Well, nonetheless, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Senators. Of course, 51 seconds remain in the third quarter.
The only thing I can think of, did it touch some? I don't know.
Or is it because it's a free kick, you can kick it out of bounds? That might actually be it. I don't think I've ever seen a punt free kick after a safety go out of bounds like that.
That's what it was, because that's exactly what it. I didn't even.
It wasn't
put
a kickoff.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that wasn't a kickoff since it was a safety.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Senators. Motioning out into a new play. Simpson, the low man in the backfield. He's going to stop. Going to find a wide open man. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Nobody's going to touch him. Touchdown, Senators.
And Jackson Redmond makes his money on the defensive side, but they've used him at H-back a couple of different times. He's done a great job blocking, and now they paid it off for him. Just ran him on a streak up the middle, and that's all she wrote.
And I think they did that specifically with a little misdirection. They switched the formation up, left him as an uncovered tight end, and snuck him out. That was good play design. Well, if you can get a replay of that, I'd love to see it after this extra point.
We'll wait the extra point here. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So now after the big touchdown pass, it is 46 Senators, Bruins 14.
Yeah, I'm at a little loss for words, guys. I
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I think really well, and here, and since we speak hypotheticals on broadcast, I think you probably leave Orgel in.
Yeah.
Let him get some more reps. The game we're still not quite at the running clock at this point, but I just think those reps are so valuable, especially for a sophomore. So it wouldn't hurt to let him see a little bit more time. But that's why we're up here and not wearing the coaching headsets.
Right.
Well, Blake's not wearing it anymore.
Well, yeah, he did at one point.
I mean, hey, it's a tough decision because, like you said, I mean, the reps are precious. But do you give William more reps to push him along, or do you
That's a good
let
point.
Aaron get him? I mean, it's a tough one.
So now the Bruins offense will come back out onto the field.
Good starting field position regardless for whoever comes out.
It's be 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Looks like Orgel is going to stay in at quarterback.
Hey, and here's a little interesting thing that just went through my brain. If you're going to leave Aaron out there, go ahead and use William at receiver.
I was thinking that myself, yeah.
If you need a spark, I don't know. Probably not if you want.
Yeah.
If you're actually trying to protect your starting quarterback.
He's taking some. Maybe look. Maybe he's just a little banged up, and they want to give him some rest. That could be it too.
Yeah. That could be.
So first down, Orgel's going to hand the ball off. They're going to flip it. Room to run around the outside. Still on his feet. Nowhere to go, and he's going to get wrapped up at the 40-yard line. And Greathouse had a chance for a big play there, but he just got wrapped up and couldn't evade the tacklers as there looks to be a injured Senator on the turf near the 40.
Yeah, nice patience there by the corners and the backside of that defense, just staying at home and looking for that reverse coming.
So it'll be 2nd and 17 after the loss. And to your credit, guys, I mean, you brought up a good point. Do you see Svoboda come in at receiver and you leave Orgel in at quarterback?
Me personally, guys, I don't want to say you throw in the towel or anything, but I don't know that it's worth doing that at this point.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
Like I said, I mean, especially if you've still got a clock that's not consistently running with the sportsmanship rule, you definitely can never count this team out. But just with the way that things have gone, with some of the shots that he's taken, I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally.
Yeah.
But again,
what's the benefit of it?
Yeah.
What's the pro of it? Not much.
Of course, the injured Senator is up, walking under his own power. Give him a brief moment to get off the field. I believe he possibly caught a cramp as well. So after the injury timeout, it'll be 2nd and 17 with 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. There you see D-backs coach Jamal Jones just breaking down some film with his team, trying to show them where they went wrong and how they can improve in the rest of the season.
I'll tell you what, Jamal Jones, I want to have him on my side if somebody's mad at me. That's a big
For
dude.
real.
Absolute unit.
Former A-State running back.
Hey, there you go. Orgel's going to take a deep shot, has a man for a moment, but he overthrows him, incomplete. Third down coming up for the Bruins.
Well, showed off the arm there, what Kyle was talking about.
Hey, man, and I'm just saying, you put Jamal Jones back there at running back, and he's running through the middle. I don't even think Ray Lewis is going to want to face him.
No.
Orgel drops back, pressure coming, steps up into the pocket, throws it while being hit.
Wow.
Almost had two receivers as he overthrew one of them and then tried to have another one. But 10 seconds remain. It's 4th down and 16 for the Bruins offense.
And credit to him for trying to keep that play alive.
Fourth and 16. Orgel's just going to hand the ball off. They're going to flip it back. They flip it back to Orgel. Orgel's going to take a deep shot, has a man for the moment. That's going to be intercepted.
Or is it? He ripped it from him. Yeah, he ripped it from him.
Ripped it right out of his hands. Man, saw the arm again. Man.
Was that Gittens that ripped that out?
Yes.
Oh, what a play!
Yeah. Wow. Hey, that's enough, buddy.
Watch the replay here. I mean, just takes a shot as he lets it go, and great look here on the field cam. Just wow, yeah, he rips it away as they go down. So that's going to be the end of the third quarter. PA down 46-14, and guys, we have 12 more minutes of football to play here.
Yep.
Get that big play, and now you just gotta walk down to the opposite end of the field.
Wow.
Kind of putting myself in Coach Updegrove's shoes for a minute, and I'm thinking, first varsity game where I'm the head coach, I'm sure today he was just sweating all day throughout school. Probably couldn't sleep the last couple days, but his team's come out and done the thing, man. They've looked impressive.
Yeah, you look at the top of 5A. Obviously, Parkview is the king until somebody knocks them off the mountain or off the throne, I guess, in this case. But you think about Rob. I mean, when I've talked to people, I'm like, okay, yeah, Bryant's my favorite in 7A. Greenwood's still my favorite in 6A. But I think when you look at 5A, you look at the semifinal or 3 of the semifinalists last year in Parkview, Farmington, and Lakeside, just with all that they brought back. But that top of 5A is going to be a lot of fun with those two teams. Then you think of a team like Morrilton that throws it around like they do, and got their quarterback Maddox Berry back.
I was really impressed with Morrilton at Media Day, sitting there and listening to their quarterback and his mentality and their coach's mentality. I really like that Morrilton squad.
5A West, if it was anything like last year, just a lot of offense. You think about the Morrilton Farmington game that was like 77-75. So, 5A is going to be fun to watch unfold.
1st and 10, Oracle's going to roll out, throws it near the sideline.
Oh, my.
Did he catch it again? Wow. Oh, what
a great ball.
Yeah.
Was that Chase?
Holy, I think it was, yeah. See the replay on that, baby.
Oh, Wade, where are you shooting at, Wade?
Oh, we almost had it. Great throw, though.
So in the Caldwell Toyota red zone, as they're just going to hand it off, cuts back in, but not going to go anywhere on that one. 2nd and goal coming up for the Bruins.
Casey Smith on the carry for the Bruins. Stopped by number 1, Tank Reese.
Couple receivers moving out here. You get Great House back out there.
Orwell calls for the snap, hands the ball off, room to run up the middle. He gets hit hard, and the ball may have came out.
Man, that was a smack.
They're immediately signing to the sideline for the athletic trainer.
Yeah, and Javion's down.
Nate Moody.
You know, Javion he struggled with injuries last year. He was having a great year as a sophomore, and I believe it was in the Bryant game about week 5, week 6 that he had come down with an injury, and hopefully he's okay this time.
Gosh. It's one of those where running back's cutting back and gaining speed as well as right into the backside defender that's running at him, and just two people going straight at each other.
And you would hope best case scenario in this, either a cramp, which I don't think it's that obviously here, but maybe just wind knocked out or something, but it's just a shot.
Yeah. And I think, did the officials point it to Robinson out on the fumble for sure? I didn't see.
I think I saw a couple coaches down there pointing in that direction.
Okay. You talked about kind of your other favorites in 5A, and you talked about Greenwood maybe not as stable at the top. Who would think it's 6A? Who could
always have
take
to, kind of like with PA, you just every single year, you like even when like this type of year when you have a lot of new faces, that Shiloh has been that other team too that has really kind of doesn't really matter what time, what kind of season it is. I think it was 2023 when they were starting a freshman at quarterback, and then he ends up breaking his collarbone, and then they end up playing somebody else, and they've been to the state championship, whether 4, 5, or 6A for 5 years in a row.
And they've gone through, what, 3 coaches in that time frame?
Two. So they had Conaway that went to Florida, and then Tucker Barnard came back. Tucker Barnard actually was previously the defensive coordinator at Shiloh Christian, and then he had a great run at Stillwater. Coached both of the Gundy boys, Mike Gundy's sons at quarterback. And then he came back to Shiloh, but great coach. And, of course, we don't hear about them as much around this area with them being in Northwest Arkansas. But, Shiloh's. You never know what Benton can do. They typically lose in the Salt Bowl, and then they go on a run, and they'll make it to the semifinals, and they just can't quite get over that hump. So maybe they can with one of the better quarterbacks in the state this year.
Yeah.
Walker's still down near the end zone. They're tending to him, but guys, not really trying to talk about the situation a lot, but he took a big hit.
Yeah, it was.
No, he did.
And he's down this long. It's a serious one, it seems. Another team that I don't know if they're necessarily state championship ready at the 6A level, but Mountain Home has really been impressive.
Man, you talk about building from the ground up.
Absolutely.
And Missouri Hall of Famer Steve Airy comes in there, and when he took over, they were on like a 23-game losing streak. And all 4 years that he's been there, they've won as a lower seed. Well, up until last year, 20 through 23, they won a playoff game as a lower seed, and then made it to the semifinal round last year. So you have Mountain Home's got Brantley Phillips, a great quarterback, and then their running back, I can't remember his name, number 5. He's really good.
They PA had played them in I think it was the playoffs, maybe first round of playoffs. Their first year, I think it was the first year he had gotten there. And, immediately you could tell that they were pretty dang disciplined. They had some athletes
Very
out
disciplined.
there,
And that's
big
the
kids.
thing, too, with them is they're not gonna burn you. They don't have a ton of speed, but just hard-working, hard-nosed mentality.
Yeah, it was. And I'll always remember the just the steep drive up there. If you I could imagine a late season playoff game where a team from the Central or down south has to come up there.
6A West conference slate was so rough because you've either got to go to Mountain Home or Siloam Springs. The Siloam trip is brutal.
Yeah, it is. We did that one on PA Live a few years back.
Still down on the.
Yeah, we're certainly trying to ease our minds of it, man. It's hard. We're certainly concerned about Javion because he is still – he's on the ground. I can't tell if he's sitting up or –
there's at least 2 referees taking a knee, and looks like all of them have their hats off. So we're going to give you as much info as we can for anybody that may be watching at home. If any of his family's watching, we're just going to try to give you as much information as we can. And, of course, if you are the praying type, please just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. But, again, after this game, Pulaski Academy.
And we just got word that he does have movement, so that is great to hear.
Of course, we're right beside one of the coaches now. Coach Allen was up here earlier, but now just one coach remains. And like I said, we're going to try to give you as much information as we can as quickly as possible. But, again, like I mentioned, of course, after this game, PA is on a bye week, and then they go on the road to play West Monroe and then Highland Park before they come back home to play North Little Rock in their conference opener. After that, they play at Central, come home to play Bryant, and then they play Cabot for their homecoming game. Then they go on the road to play Conway. They play Southwest at home, followed by a road trip to Little Rock Christian, and then playoffs start. And, hey, there's a Halloween game this season against Southwest.
Spooky.
We dressing up for that?
Why not?
You got to tease it.
Hey, if that doesn't tell you how tough this league is, though, Cabot is your homecoming game.
Yeah, for real.
I believe he's up under his own power now.
Give it up for number 6, Javion Walker.
He's going to be helped off the field, but he is walking for the most part. Glad to see that. He's being helped off the field there by athletic trainer Nate Moody.
And I did see someone down there, maybe a family member with number 6 on, so maybe did have a family member or 2 down there with him. That's good to see.
That looks like there's at least 2 or 3 family members down there hugging near the 12-yard line. So the play resulted in a fumble recovered by Robinson. So they'll get possession of the ball deep in their own territory with 11:16 left to go in the final quarter of play.
That really takes a lot of wind out of your sails if you're the PA sideline. Not only are you down a ton in the fourth quarter here, but losing your star running back like that,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Takes a lot of wind out of our sails, too.
I know.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm feeling it, too.
What more do you really talk about in that situation? Hope he's going to be okay. Of course, you know, as I mentioned, we'll get as much information out as possible.
Yeah.
If not tonight, we'll definitely have something when we.
Well, we love this game, but it is violent at times, and you know that's all like we can say. It's good to see him. I know he had help, but was able to walk off, and hopefully he'll be all right.
Just gonna fake the handoff, throw a deep ball over the middle. Has a man, but it's intercepted. Intercepted deep, underthrew at the 30. Still on his feet, 25 in the ball, trying to get pitched back, but he goes out of bounds. That's intercepted by Hartford Lowe on the play, and a PI roofing penalty flag comes out after the play.
I think we know what that is.
Yeah, great job by Hartford Lowe to undercut that deep ball. Man, props to Robinson. They went play action pass on the 1 yard line, and we're just taking the deep shot. And, well, PA offense, if you needed a shot at adrenaline, there it is. Oh, wow.
Huh.
Did he come back at him? I didn't necessarily see that.
So after the interception, there was a penalty. So instead of the ball being spotted around the 25-yard line, they're going to be spotted at, looks to be the 40, maybe the 38-yard line.
There's some kids on the PA side that are throwing that ball up and down. It's a little yellow. I keep thinking a flag is soaring through the air.
Yeah.
So 11:06 left in this one. 46-14 is our score. Orgel still in at quarterback. Pressure coming, throws it off his back foot. That's going to be caught. Deep in the backfield at the 40, 35, and he gets forced out of bounds at a near 31-yard line.
Orgel to Hancock. How many times have we seen that in junior high and the younger teams?
For sure. It's a familiar connection.
In the absence of Walker, that's going to give Rashawn Mitchell a chance to get more reps.
Orgel's going to call for the snap, high snap. He's going to step up to the pocket, and he's going to get brought down, but he'll force it out, and it's going to be bobbled, but incomplete. Intended for number 27, Rashawn Mitchell on the play.
I'll tell you guys, if there's anything I've learned about Orgel at this point, that play is not over until either he is down or he hears a whistle.
I know. I like that about him. He's stood in the pocket really well. He's kind of got a tendency to just stand there and not scramble. But then when he does kind of step up, even with guys wrapped around him, still got enough arm strength to get it on him.
Orgel's going to drop back, looks, throws it over to Mitchell. Mitchell still on his feet, breaks away, still on his feet, but he'll get hit pretty hard about the 25-yard line, and that is enough for another Pulaski Academy first down.
Yeah, they're still leaning on the screen game a little bit. You had the screen to Chase earlier, screen to was that Bryce there, or was that Mitchell?
That was Mitchell.
Yeah, and really just getting easy throws for Aaron.
Hand it off to Mitchell. This time he's going to be dropped deep in the backfield, nowhere to go.
Yeah, just perfect penetration there by the backside of the defensive line.
Be about second and 12. Or excuse me, second and 13. 10 minutes remain in this one.
Really tight formation here. Oh, there they go.
Orgel's going to call for the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to stop. He's going to zip it. That's going to be caught. He'll be brought down after the catch. That's number 19, Kason Smith on the reception.
I think that might have been number 11, Wynn Wilson, actually, that made that catch. I think it was.
The numbers reflected in the light.
Yeah, they are difficult to see. But still, nonetheless, a good catch, bringing up a short third down.
Orgel going to roll out, pressure coming, still on his feet, breaks away, still going. He's going to get met by 3 defenders, but will have enough for the first down if he didn't lose control of the football.
And there you go again, Kyle.
Yeah, I like this kid, man. He's not showing it, and again, I know that it's not like a tie game situation or anything like that. He can play a little bit more at ease, but they've got something cooking here.
Well, they are in the Caldwell Toyota red zone, Kyle, so hopefully whatever they're cooking comes with a brand new Toyota.
I like it.
Orgel going to just dump it off, room to run, tries to get shifty with it.
Nice.
Still on his feet, and will get forced out of bounds. That was Chase Hancock on the reception.
You mentioned the junior high connection. I don't know if it's just that or what, but, I mean, it seems like Chase has gotten 3 or 4 catches this drive, and he was kind of getting held back earlier. Ooh.
Orgel gets hit from behind, and that ball is going to fall to the turf. Incomplete. Thought he had a man there for a second before he was met behind. So third down coming up for the Bruins.
And sometimes it is those quarterbacks that are a little less athletic, that know they're not athletic, that know they have to stand in the pocket and make the throw even if someone's on them.
3rd and 8. He's going to hand the ball off up the middle, still on his feet. Won't have enough to get to the end zone, so 4th and goal's coming up. The carry by Mitchell.
Yeah, it'll be about the 8-yard line. He can still technically get a first down, but they will probably be looking at the end zone.
Orgel's going to call for the snap, rolls out, music still playing. He's going to throw it. That's going to be incomplete. Turnover on down. If I'm Coach Lucas, I'm telling the refs, hey, let's redo that down. They were still playing music.
Yeah.
And this is where the Senators are going to try to deliver that final knockout punch, meaning that the clock will run if they score another touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
(46-14) the score after the turnover on downs, and it'll start the Senators. The Senators start with the ball deep in their own territory. Going to hand the ball off, room to run. It's going to be met by a couple defenders, and it'll be brought down.
Bryshawn Cunningham's back in the game. That's good to see. He was one of the injured Senators from earlier. That was actually one of the ones that looked a little more serious than a cramp.
Mm-hmm.
So 2nd and 6. After the carry, 7:42 left to go in this one. Just going to hand the ball off. Room to run around the outside, still going. He gets brought down, and 3rd down's coming up for the Senators.
Yeah, I think the Senators are just going to keep it on the ground, play it safe here, but you got to have probably in the back, I would imagine Updergrove in the back of his mind would probably be like, these guys have mercy ruled me a few times. I want to give them sportsmanship. They've sportsmanship ruled me a few times.
It's okay. We say those words around here. It's okay, even if we're taking it.
And I can take a few friendly jabs. I love Updergrove. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't Wouldn't be opposed to that, even though, like you said, they are kind of focusing on the run game here. But we say that, but also he took that play action shot.
Yeah,
last
that's
drive,
true.
So
that is
he
true.
He wanted it last drive. He's looking deep.
It's going to be, I believe it was caught.
Yeah, picked up the first down there.
Simpson's pass complete to number 3, Braylon Brown.
So fresh new set of downs here for the Senators as we head towards the final finish of this one. 6:40 left to go in the game. 46-14 still our score. Hand the ball off, room to run, tries to break away from one, but he'll be brought down before he can really get anything going there. Cunningham's carry won't be enough for a fresh new set of downs, so second down comes up for the Senators. If Andrew Manning was the Bruin that got back there for the tackle. Hand it off once again. Room to run up the middle before he's met by the defender. Not enough for the first, so third down coming up for the Senators.
See if they go to the air again on this third down. Of course, they just did a kind of a shorter pass on the last one. But just keep this thing going. Because, I mean, you think about it, too. It's talked about at the beginning of the game. This is Reese Simpson's, I think it's his first start. If I'm not, it's one of a few. I know that much at least. So those reps are very valuable for him as well.
Yep. Bringing in the big package. You see Redmond come in at H-back. Got a big guy in at fullback. I can't see his number.
Hand it off up the room to run, still going. Tries to break away. He does. Past the 50, and he goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And I think his knee pad almost fell out.
Blake, was that the dead tee?
It was something
I
like
think
that.
that was the dead tee, yeah. Yeah.
I
It was
hope
a big set.
I hope my best friend Cooper Milder's watching that game right now because
Oh, Cabot Boy.
Cabot Boy, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, is Mike Malham calling that play? I can't remember if that was his exact. Mike had a, like him, those old school coaches, they had kind of their own, but it was just so funny. I mean, you and I have talked about this, Tristan, how Malham all those years, and then Scott Reed comes in and just throws it everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, Mike Malham was drafted in the NFL to the Bears.
Yes, he was.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Hey, now you do. First and 10, ball's just going to be handed off once again. Going to get almost enough for the first down.
Quick Malham story, speaking to him. So I did a big feature over about 2 or 3 years ago, and I was at his house doing it, and he wore 51 for the Bears, and that was right after the great Dick Butkus had retired, and there was all kinds of – he had some things going on with them, due to some money and whatever, and everybody thought that Mike Malham was him because nobody else had worn 51, so there was a bunch of confusion in training camp. So that's pretty cool to get confused with Dick Butkus.
Yeah, that's nice.
Simpson's going to call for the snap, throws a deep ball towards the end zone, overthrows him, incomplete. Third down coming up for the Senators. Man, that really made me, as wrestling people say, pop when I saw the dead tee. I haven't seen it so long.
Man, you don't Haskell Harmony Grove. Well, there's kind of more the diamond tee, which that's Don Campbell stuff.
Mount Ida.
Mount Ida does.
Ida still runs it, I think.
More of the 2 and 3A schools.
Here's a little. It's more of like a diamond set. I would
okay, so
say,
it is
maybe.
like more of a diamond tee.
It's like
okay,
a diamond tee.
Which, shout out late great Don Campbell. Yeah.
But they have a wide receiver out here. You can't be doing that. You got to get double tight. Come on. Oh, they give it to the big fella.
Oh, that's Dominio Patterson.
Wow. 10.
Oh, no.
5. Touchdown, Senators.
Oh, no.
And that will invoke the running clock.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I really like this kid a lot. So, Dominio, he's committed to Tulsa, and he told us at Media Days that he's going to be the first one of his first member of his family to go to college.
Nice.
So, really cool stat about
that is
him.
Awesome.
Hey, man, I know that it's against our team, but that you love to see the big boy touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
Can't ever complain about those.
And a long one, too.
Yeah.
Golly, that was a little 20
He's
20
athletic,
plus
man.
yarder.
He is very athletic.
And really, up until that drive, I thought the PA run defense has actually played pretty well overall. We really haven't. I was trying to think back of like explosive run plays that we've had
Not
against us,
really.
and we really haven't had a ton until that drive. We gave up 3 or 4 long ones.
Waiting the PAT after the touchdown to make it 53-14. Kick is up, but the kick is right down Broadway, and it's good. So after the touchdown, it's now 53-14. 3:23 left to go in this one.
Well, boys, I think at this point, just thankful for a bye week.
Yeah.
Heal up anybody that got banged up tonight. And you just film session's not going to be fun.
No.
Goes without saying,
Nope.
but
I'd love to be the fly on the
I stand
wall.
by what I said at the pregame. It's right now it's not about wins and losses. Yeah, wins are amazing. It's great to start off with 1-0, but right now in non-conference play, it's really just about living and learning. And as they say, I don't particularly like when people say, like, you either win or you learn. No, I mean, you lose.
Yeah, you
like,
can't lose.
You lose, but
Yeah.
there is a lot of learning lessons.
Yeah, there is.
And Coach Lucas has talked about that so much. It's really just about right now figuring out what they've got. And, you know, they'll hopefully figure that out here over the next few weeks.
Well, while we have a break in the action, we do have the Kaufman Lumber's hit of the game, and we're going to take a look at it here. Blake, I'm sure you're going to be thrilled to see this one. Of course, this was earlier in the game where you broke it down perfectly. Just
Oh, yeah. Woo!
Just hits him hard in the backfield.
That was a huge play. It was one of those red zone stops that our defense got. And I believe that was Brylin Ussery that laid that lumber.
Of course, that is a
Laid that lumber. I like it. I like it.
bottom.
That Kaufman lumber, that is.
Yeah. Sure.
Used to sell a lot of I was actually a lumber salesman at one point in my previous career when I was doing just part-time sports, and loved those guys at Kaufman.
International man of mystery here. He's got a little everything.
Man, you know, I wanted to be in this career my whole life, really, especially once I figured out I wasn't athletic enough to play past high school. But I took the long route here and thankfully found my way.
Heard a rumor that you run a 4.540. Is that true?
Reverse that. I think, no, my fastest was I've never been flexible, so I was never that fast. I think my best time ever was like a 5 flat, and I was happy to get it. Meanwhile, you got Joe Adams, that of course I graduated with, that was jogging a 4.8.
And the ball does come out after the bobble of the handoff. We're going to see where the referees award possession to. And I believe one of the linemen for PA fell on it.
I don't want to slide by that. You were an O-line, D-line guy, right?
Yes, I was.
I mean, a 5 flat O-line, D-line.
Yeah, I was very undersized.
It's not nothing.
Yeah, but I'm so unflexible. I've never been able to bend over and touch my toes without bending my knees.
Be handed off. Room to run.
Mitchell,
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. We'll get brought down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was Rashawn Mitchell on that carry. Well, take a look at that. No, is it 22?
I think it was
Hood. Yeah.
Oh, so it was. Okay, so Hood is their number 3 back.
I think that
Well,
was
number
him.
2 in this case right now.
Yeah. A good strong run up the middle. A good job by the offensive line doing their thing.
Rose is going to throw a quick little receiver screen. He's not going to go anywhere. Forced out of bounds as we approach the 60-second mark.
And to your point about kind of like the film time on Monday when they get around to it, there will be positives that
Sure.
they find. They will find
Yeah.
some young players. I've got to think that Coach Taylor's going to look at some of those defensive front guys that have not played a lot, but he's thinking, hey, they kind of did their thing.
And back to those 3 red zone, or 2 red zone stops, and then one of them you gave up a field goal, but considering the starting position.
Room around the outside, still on his feet, cuts back.
And again, there's a little positive from Hood again.
Hood gets past the 40-yard line. First down coming up for the Bruins, but there's 30 seconds left.
And this will probably be the final play of the game.
Vogels's going to roll out, pressure coming, just dumps it. It's going to fall to the turf, incomplete, so clock is just going to run out of time. So the game has concluded, and your final score in this one, the Senators 53, the Bruins 14. And guys, before we say goodbye and goodnight, what are your thoughts?
Well, that's a tough way to start the season. I don't remember the last time that PA has been mercy ruled right out the gate like that. It's been probably back to the Springdale days, way back. But hey, like we were kind of mentioning already, there's plenty to learn from, and there's going to be a few positives out of that. But again, I think good and bad. You got that bye week, which is you're gonna have that loss sitting on you in your brain for the next 2 weeks. But surely the good, tough teams are going to bounce back from that and really come out with a real intensity and a focus against West Monroe.
I just go back to 2021 in particular. I mean, PA came in here and just did whatever they wanted against Robinson, and then Robinson went on that 14-game win streak and won a state championship. So can't ever judge too much off of a one game, especially the first one of the season.
Well, that'll do it for us up here in the booth. One more time, your final score in this one. Robinson 53, Pulaski Academy 14. For Blake Amsler and Kyle Sutherland, I'm Tristan Harlen saying so long and good night. And as always, go Bruins.